Looks like we got a new friend!
Hi everyone, and welcome to Thursday T3P Tooth Tail and Talcum Powder. That's more of a tongue twister than I expected, and tongue twister being said after the T sentence is also quite difficult. Welcome everyone. We're gonna have a ton of fun today. Before we go round, please take a moment to look at all of our links there. I will not be linking the GoFundMe today because we got funded and the aircon got delivered today. So tomorrow I'll be installing and I will be a cool Scrat. Thank you so much everyone for your support. Very much appreciated.
No more heat stroke for Scrat.
Yeah, and it's usually Thursday that gets me the worst because Thursday I do 3 shows in a row, so like I keep the door closed all night. But fortunately we had a massive downpour of rain last night, so I'm hoping that I'll be cool. But we'll see what happens if by about 9 p.m. Time zones.
Oh, Scrat, you know you're always cool.
Before we go around, big thank you to Mage Hand Press and Bird and Storm Publishing, our sponsors who make this all possible. Let's go around and say hello to everyone. Let's start with the wonderful DM Heavenly. Oh, hi!
Hi! Speaking of hot, I just had to open a window, and when I opened the window, I was reminded that there's a plant outside my window that smells like cat piss, and so now I'm really bummed that I made that decision. But I'm happy to be here. I haven't streamed all week because my Monday game wasn't able to happen, and then Tuesday I had an ant infestation, and then yesterday I was sick, so I'm feeling ready to be back. So that's what I have.
Welcome back.
So move on to someone else now.
We're so pleased to have you. And with the whole plant thing, are you pissed? Let's go around next to Shakes.
Hello, I am Shakes, also known as Shake Square. I've had a long day, so I might be a little bit loopy, but I'm so happy to be here. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Shake Square. All the information's there. I can't do much, but I'm so tired.
Thank you, Shakes. Next round we have Leonie, Gloss and Gadgets, Goldheart Gaming. Oh, hi.
Oh, hi, everybody. Yeah, this is like the first game for me for a while as well, because I only play bi-weekly apart from this game. And unfortunately, I had to cancel Saturday. So I'm really glad to be like rolling some dice and having some fun and being here. And yeah, that's it.
I honestly don't know how you people live without like. Well, but then we know streams.
Very, very difficultly.
Yeah.
There are a lot of small children in my life.
Yeah, I have none. I have cats.
I just like to role play at work with like different guests. So I'll just pretend to be a different person, and like that's how I kind of get my fix.
That's a good
I play
idea.
a lot of pretend with small children. Like today, I was a bunny ninja.
All of a sudden, I want to go back into retail just for a day.
No, it's quite weird when you have
No.
one another and you have completely different personalities with both.
I think about that some days and then I slap myself because it's
Don't
less
go there.
painful than
It's
going
hard.
back into retail. And like,
It's not great.
We've segued nicely over to Tommy. Oh, hi, Tommy.
oh hi. This is also the first game I've had in a week on stream. It's been like that for a lot. But but I'm so glad to be back. But I think next week I'll be back to like full set of games going on. I think like 4 or 5 sessions I'll be on starting next week. I'll have a postie with all my schedule up later. But I play God, now I'm afraid I'm gonna keep pronouncing my name wrong because of all of you.
We had a group session where we made sure we were all pronouncing the name correctly, and we may have fucked Tommy up.
Asuka, the sentient suit of armor. I swear, I'm gonna screw up my name now because of all of you in the middle of the game. You confused me, and I'm upset.
Good morning,
It's okay.
Tommy.
We'll
That's
probably
my feel
fuck it up a
with
lot more.
everything. It's been a while. I've needed an RPG.
Today I'll be playing Gubble Kent, the angry goblin assassin, maybe barbarian, who accidentally kills wizards / scientists.
Accidentally.
You stabbed a dude in the anus. What did
I
you think
still
was gonna
remember.
happen?
Gerbil has art. I don't really like
Look
that.
at Gerbil. Oh,
Gerbil.
oh. But yeah, that's me. So, Heavenly, the stream is yours. Welcome back.
Thanks. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in to whatever this is. Honestly, I like every time we stop, I expect like people to be like, wow, that episode really wasn't for me, or like kind of lost its juju. And then people are just so nice, and it like is still kind of blowing my mind. So thank you all for liking this. Because I don't know what it is, and I'm not in control of it. It is in control of me. So I'm sorry, I have no say. So sorry, I'm getting like crazy feedback. Is anyone else hearing that like white noise? And it's kind of hurting my eardrums.
Maybe it's your earbuds.
Maybe earbuds. My other earbuds just broke, so please don't break earbuds.
I'm not getting anything. Is Roll20? Is anything in Roll20 going on? Maybe.
No, it's just the.
Nope, because there is no chat tech in Roll20, so I don't know.
Strange. Okay, if it gets bad, I'll just take out my headphones. So for those of you who don't remember, I like to start each episode with like a little, because I'm a huge lover of television, with like a little like intro that may or may not be relevant to what's going to happen for that episode. So
It's relevant.
Bring us the foreshadowing. I should.
But maybe it's not relevant to this episode, but to another episode, or maybe a past episode. Who knows? Television works in mysterious ways.
And so does Heavenly.
Make sure my door is open for my cat. All right. Let us begin today's episode of Tooth, Tail, and Talcum Powder. Oh, there it is again. Ah! Okay, we're good. The Hall of Peace, a towering monument to the resourcefulness and ingenuity of Jadir's builders, is nearly empty at this hour. The lower levels, open to the public during the day, are quiet now, The barracks, located in a secured section of the basement, are occupied only by those sleeping off their 2-day shift. Farmal, captain of the peace and grand enforcer of order, prefers to work in this quiet breath of twilight between the old and new day. But today she is not alone, and the young blue dragon groveling at her feet has captured her attention, a dangerous thing to catch. Farmal looks to the door where her favorite enforcer waits, a young Vidalcan who stands at attention. Her hands rest casually on the haft of her blade, one foot pointed like a dancer, listening for the music to begin. This sounds familiar, does it not? Farmal asks her enforcer. A suit of armor, a sword, and now a bounty that would fill the coffers to bursting. I will fetch it, the young woman replies. But don't scratch the armor, the dragon pipes up. Farmal shrugs, his request low on her list of worries, and waves a taloned hand to indicate his presence is no longer necessary. As he scurries away, a tiefling steps into the room. Her gold armor shines even in the low light of Farmal's office, and one canine flashes gold as she smiles. Gwen, Farmal says by way of greeting, you and Asoya have a mission. Oh my gosh, the tiefling squeals. Girls trip!
Oh my days.
Gang, we last saw you with with a teenager who has just told you of a couple of different avenues of which he thinks you might be able to find out more about humans. And where we left the episode, Dr. Sporen had just left the house and was heading your way. What are you all doing now?
I do believe that we're just heading over to the glass caverns. I don't think we were going to wait for Dr. Sporan because we thought he might just slow us down.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
I think we were trying to sneak away as much as we could sneak away.
that matches my memory.
With the baby.
With
the baby. Yeah.
With the baby.
With the
With
baby.
the Minotaur. Hoink, hoink.
Yeah, the
Wink.
Minotaur.
And of course, the ornaments as well.
Yeah, did you end up putting the ornaments on?
No, I do
No.
believe they are still in the possession of Gerbil.
Yeah, I think Gerbil
Oh, yeah, I
heard
hid them back in my
coming
bag.
and just like,
Yeah.
took them away again.
Okay. So do you all want to try and head away from the house before Dr. Sporen is at the door, but he's still talking to the mayor. So I think if you wanted to sneak away, it would be pretty easy.
I think we sent Ned to go get Dr. Sporen, so he should be we should be able to sneak away without him seeing us. If he's moving off us.
Yeah.
Or away.
Right.
Cool.
He hasn't quite yet gone back into his cave, which you took over, and then Asuka. Asuka.
But not so hard on the
Curse
k. Asuka.
Curse my white tongue and its ka.
I'm
Asuka.
literally just remembering it as Nausicaa without the ends, Asuka.
Asuka. Asuka had left a nude drawing of his mother, his dead mother.
Yes.
I did not. They
Forgotten that.
did not know it was on the back. It was a poem. It was a badly written poem.
We've left a half-finished shitty poem and a presumably well done dirty drawing.
did not
It
know
was
that
really,
on
it
there.
was actually really well done.
Even the poem was a bit weird. We're just leaving poetry about your dead mother. And now it's have some poetry and some porn.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Maybe he'll think that it was Aristomache that left it as well, because they were the last person to be seen in there.
He'll be like, this tall minotaur and her weird baby.
Well, I'm 11 foot tall, so if he wants to have an issue with me, he's welcome to.
Listen, teenage boys always think that they're taller than they are.
Yeah, bring it. I'm totally ready to put small dog syndrome down. Oh,
Well,
yeah.
well,
Stealth check, did you say?
No, you don't need to make a stealth
Okay.
check. I know you're super excited because you're surprisingly very stealthy for how tall you are. But that won't be necessary. You're gonna be able to make it away because Dr. Sporin is a talker, so he'll definitely be, caught up for a while. And you remember that riding into the town, the mayor's manor was a little bit outside of the town, but I think it would be very easy for you all to navigate back towards the town without needing directions. It's a pretty flat expanse of desert, and so it's pretty obvious where the town is, even if it's a little bit in the distance, because it's like the only town around.
We're in Serenity Pass at the moment, aren't we?
Yes.
Just checking for my notes.
Are you all taking your mounts, or do you want to walk into town? Your mount?
Yeah,
and dog.
Well, we have a dog. We have a dog too.
basket.
It's a mount.
Yeah.
A basket. I
Yeah.
think we're walking. I don't think, unless the glass caves are like a short travel away, Asuka wouldn't.
No, they're under the town. The town
Okay.
was built on top of them.
We're
Then I
going
think-
sightseeing!
Do I need to stable my dog somewhere?
Well, when you rode into sorry, my cat is like trying to sit on the curtains like a hammock, and I'm just getting really nervous. Just imagining her ripping them off the wall.
I think the horse and the dog are in the mayor's stables.
Yeah, when you rode up to the mayor's house, you were able to stable. So you have Dr. Sporin's little pony that had the cart that Gerbil had made, and then your horse, Asuka, and and the dog. So you were able to stable them. They're safe. They're not like out in the elements, wandering free.
I don't know why, I just find the idea of a dog in a stable really amusing.
I mean, did you want to put it in the stable, or would you have
Yeah.
just left the dog?
No, I'll put it in the stable. This is
Here's
hilarious.
a question: can your dog fight?
Interesting question.
I hadn't
Careful.
planned to have a mechanically able to fight dog. I have also only named it Dog. Like, honestly, it was a spur of the moment thing. I just liked the idea of Gerbil riding a dog.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, so your
Asuka
dog
shakes
is in.
their head every time.
Your
you
dog
just
is at
say
the
dog.
stable. I imagine that the view of the stable, so it's this like rather grand stable that's kind of as worn down as the house, but you could tell that it once was, or its intention was always to be this awe-inspiring spectacle of the mayor's power. And if you were to like walk by, you would see a horse, you would see Asuka's mount, which is, like I imagine like
Horsey!
a normal sized horse. And then the next stall, you would see just like maybe the ears of this little tiny fat pony that's stabled. And then you go to the next stable and you don't see anything. But if you were to look, you would find a racing dog that's just somehow been put into the stable. But all right, so we are going to the town. Is that what you guys want? You guys want to go to the town?
Mhm.
You can do it.
Yeah.
It's fine. You're in the town now. You walk and you're in the town.
Asuka.
It's like a 17-minute walk.
Mr. Blobby would definitely like to try and end up near those shops that had the baby onesies in them. Like
Okay,
if
yeah.
they're going along that way, he will absolutely wind up stuck to the window.
Yeah, so since this was once a tourist town, they haven't really shut down any of their shops. Since they've been taken up into the talent ford, they're able to get, funded by the larger city, so they don't necessarily need the tourism anymore, which is good because it is basically died. So all of these shops inexplicably are still open. And so you see there's a shop that sells rocks and candles and stuff, and then there's a shop that sells novelty shirts and hats and things that were I went to Serenity Pass and all I got was this shirt.
The rocks that are on sale, are they gemstones and stuff, or are they just rock? Because I'm thinking bright rock.
It's so some of them are chunks of glass that you could get in the glass caves that are marked up, obviously. And then some of them are gemstones. None of them are precious. They're just like polished, fancy rocks. And there are also just some rocks.
Definitely gonna have a look for any pyrite because it's really shiny and gold. And Mr. Blobby has a little tiny fixation with shiny things.
Fool's gold.
Yeah. Just
yeah. Go
anything
ahead.
really sparkly.
Yeah. Roll me a d4.
Okay.
See what you find.
Oh. 2.
Okay. You find a huge chunk of fool's gold.
I want to buy it.
It's like as big as your fake eye.
Yep. Definitely buying it. I have 2 eyes now.
Is this gonna be your other eye?
Yeah. Like it will just swim up and there will be like a perfectly round orb and then this jagged like little brick of pyrite.
Asuka will look at that and then make a motion for do you need any supplies for our journey?
How much would the pyrite brick take me? Just so I can mark it down.
One half gold.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll figure what that is in silver later.
Yeah.
I'm not good
I don't
at
know.
math. I've written it down though, so it will come out of my total. Just
5 silver.
5 silver.
5 silver. Okay. So if I take away.
Thank
one
you,
gold.
Tommy.
Yep.
So it's 10 silver as a gold then.
Yes.
Okay, that works
Yeah.
out well.
Yeah. Okay.
10
Right,
copper is a
that's it.
silver, 10 silver is a gold, 10 gold is a platinum.
And then,
okay.
of course, there's a turnum.
No.
Get out. Anyone who uses electrum and eternum pieces, get out.
Okay, so I now have 2 eyes. So
Okay.
they're always slightly lopsided.
Asuka will make the sign for necessary supplies after Mr. Blobby has bought the pyrite.
And Mr. Blobby will kind of look at Asuka, and then kind of look at the other 2 and be like, the people who eat might need eat food. Do we need food? How long are we going? I thought we were just gonna go look at them.
Well, I've still got lots of rations, so I should be alright for a bit.
I have my jug. I shall be fine as well. But we did not ask what we might find in the caves.
No, you're right, we should ask about the cave, but I've just had a bit of an idea for the baby minotaur. Is that we could buy some empty jugs so that you don't have to do baby's milk every day. We could decant it into other jugs.
Milk spoils.
That seems inefficient.
Just add salt to it. That's what I do with meat. It stops it from spoiling.
That seems yucky.
Then you get cheese.
Oh, I like cheese. I've had cheese.
But
Cheese
humans
is
can eat cheese, can't they?
I do not know. This is a baby. It has milk. Right now we feed it milk.
I'm gonna go buy some baby clothes, and we'll just like across the road to buy some onesies.
Okay.
But it's a cave. I'm sure we can find moss or mushroom.
Because the baby is unclothed at the moment, right? Like we've swaddled it, but it's still naked. So yes,
It's naked.
Mr. Blobby will literally go in, and anything the salesperson will tell them to buy for a quadrupedal, humanoid-ish form. Like, I'm presuming they have onesies that have 2 arms and 2 legs.
Yeah. So, you would go in, and the shopkeeper is a dragonborn, and he's like, "Welcome to my shop. What are you in the market for? I have hats and scarves. rings.
Oh,
Shoes.
rings? You have rings? Are they shiny
Yes.
rings?
Yes, very shiny. And he'll pull from his glass case like one of those things that has those just like really shitty rings that you buy at like all the beach towns.
Oh no, because Mr. Blobby will literally like a protuberance will kind of flop out onto the counter and then pull back, and there will be like 5 gold. This many rings, this many.
Ah, for you, a discerning buyer. And he puts the cheap ring away, and he pulls out another case of also cheap rings, but like they look a little nicer. And he says, choose as many as you want from this.
And the protuberance will once again kind of flob out over the entire case of rings. And when it comes back, there are no rings left.
Great.
And they all just they end up kind of forming almost like a little crowny shape around the 2 weird floaty eyes.
If you were looking for tiaras,
Representations?
I do have tiaras.
Are they shiny?
Well, and he'll pull out a little thing, and he has a tiara that says birthday bitch, and then he has a tiara that says birthday bro, and then he has a tiara that just says bitch. It's really confusing. And then he just has like a regular tiara that has like they're all pink.
Which
All
is
of
the
them are pink and shiny.
sparkliest? Which is like the sparkliest?
The one that says birthday bro is the sparkliest. He says, this is a new paint. It's called Brose.
How much for that one? And the tentacle kind of wiggles in that direction.
You know what? I'll add it on to your ring purchase since you were so generous, and he has already pocketed the 5 gold that you gave him.
Yep, and that just gets in, except it doesn't really like end up as a tiara. It kind of like moves upside down, and now Mr. Blobby has a smile that upside down says birthday bro.
Birthday bro. Perfect.
It's like yeah.
The shopkeeper is a little confused, but he's very happy for you to get whatever you need.
I was actually looking for baby things. You have like little things in the window. Are they like baby things for babies?
Yes. How many arms does your baby have?
2. Arms are the top ones, right?
Yes, arms are the top ones, yes.
2.
2 arms. And how many legs does your baby have?
Bottom ones, and not that one. 2. 2.
2 arms, 2 legs. And how many tails does your baby have?
I didn't look. Let's go with 1, just in case. I didn't look.
Okay. And how many does your baby have wings?
No.
Are you sure? For some babies, the wings don't develop until later in life. Are there little nubs on its shoulder blades? Does it have shoulder blades? Does it have bones?
It has bones. Bones are things
Okay.
it has. I think yes, because they're all bony. Yes, it has bones. I don't think it has wings. It's a minotaur, but a baby one.
Ah, a baby minotaur. So you need something sturdy.
Yes, sturdy would be good.
And do minotaurs have tails?
I don't know. I didn't look. Bone having things is weird to me. I'm not good at it. Yeah.
I feel the same way about creatures that have smooth skin. So strange. Like you can't go in the elements or like go through the forest without things scratching you. It's so weird.
Skin is weird. Skin is weird.
He will walk you over to a display where they have the little baby onesies all folded up, and he'll point to a section and say, this might be what you're looking for. And you'll notice that they're all a little longer in the torso than your baby is. Your baby's pretty compact, and these look to be made for larger babies, but they all have 2 arms and 2 legs, and they have the little flap for the butt.
Yep, Mr. Blobby will just like point out like the tiniest one and pick like however many designs they've got. He's getting 1 of each.
They just have 1 design, but it comes in 5 colors.
1 of every color. He's
Great.
gonna be that uncle.
Wonderful. You have such amazing taste. That will be 1 gold.
Okay, and the gold just
I mean,
like,
it'll be 2 gold.
okay, and the gold just slipped out of the end of a protuberance onto the
I'm
counter.
sorry. Did I say 2 gold? I meant it would be 3 gold.
Maybe I only need 4 then.
All right. You know what? For you, 2 gold.
Okay.
And he immediately pockets the gold.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. If you ever need anything else, if you need hats or earmuffs or any more tiaras, if you need candy that's shaped like a rock, if you need saltwater taffy, if you need any of those things, please come to me.
I don't have ears, but the people I'm with have ears, and I'm pretty sure babies have ears. So I will definitely think of you. Thank you. And just kind of out the door. With like the folded baby onesies just like sat on the top of his blob head. Because he's not letting them adhere or anything, so they're just kind of like wobbling along.
Did the rest of you leave when Mr. Blobby left, or are you still in the rock store? Or did all of you even go into the rock store with Mr. Blobby?
I feel like with an 11-foot minotaur, it's a little bit
a minotaur in a rock shop.
Yeah, I was about to go there, but I felt like it didn't need to be said.
Oh dear.
I think Asuka will try to find like a general store.
There's definitely a general store.
I'm going to guess that it also doubles as like a souvenir shop as well. It's got little keychains.
Yeah, it's got little keychains, little mugs, little shot
postcards.
glasses. Yeah, definitely. It used to say general store, but the A fell out, and so now it just says general store.
Mm-hmm. Asuka will take out their notepad, flip it to an empty page, take out their charcoal stick. Let's see. I need a 50-foot length of hemp rope and pittons. Is it pittons? The things that you like when is it pitons? The spikes you put in the wall when you're trying to rock climb.
Oh,
the
I
pitons?
just say climbing spikes.
Spikies.
Right. Yeah, climbing spikes. And he asks for that and shows it to the general store owner.
Okay. They are able to get you everything that you need. He looks a little surprised that you're not speaking. I don't think anyone's ever handed him a piece of paper, but he gets to doing what you need pretty quickly, and he'll put out the rope and then the pittons, the spikies. Do you need anything else?
Asuka will... Is Aristomachi still outside?
No, she would have come with you.
Okay. Asuka will look at Aristomachi.
You do know I have all these things, don't you?
Once I put them on the counter, you legally have to buy them.
Asuka nods. Asuka knows. And then Asuka sort of signs just in case. And looks back and shakes their head at the store owner.
Are y'all planning some kind of adventure?
We are going camping.
In the desert?
Of course, where else would you camp? The forest?
All right. I mean, I guess I just see sand so much I'm quite tired of it, but he packs everything up and do you want this gift wrapped or are you going to use it?
Asuka just nods.
What are you not? Do you want it gift wrapped, or are you going to use it?
Asuka shakes their head to gift wrap, nods their head to just using it.
Okay, he'll just push it over to you then. He'll put the pittance in like a cloth bag, a small cloth bag, and then push it over.
Asuka has another length of rope as well in their pack, but they figure it's probably good to have a little bit of extra rope. And this one, they'll actually sort of wrap around their, like crosswise around their torso, sort of like a rope sash, and just hang the bag of pitons off the side, and then takes out their bag for money, jingles it.
Oh gosh, I don't know how much anything costs. He says an amount that like totally makes sense.
It's something like 5 copper. It is. It's something.
I was going to look down into their bag. I don't think they have any copper on them at the moment, so they just take out 1 gold and set it there.
He takes it and he does not offer you any change.
Figured not. And Asuka will bow and walk out.
All right, y'all have fun camping in the desert. Don't let the scorpions bite, or the sand snakes, or the sand fleas. Don't forget to wear sunscreen.
Thumbs up over their back.
Oh no!
I feel it's very important to point out that this is probably what Mr. Blobby looks like now.
Oh my god!
Boy!
Oh, I love it so much.
This
Birthday
child
boy.
might be scarred for life.
You didn't put the crown of rings on.
Oh, I didn't.
Yeah,
put the
you've got to put the crown ring.
Oh,
Good catch.
you're so right. You're so right. There's so many different colors. I have so many different color pens.
This child's gonna have very weird expectations of the world when they grow up.
While my party are buying things.
Yeah.
Oh no! Here I go stealing again.
What's Gerbil up to?
I just want to pocket some cloves. I at least want one that has some sort of rocks joke. Like I went to the glass caves and it rocked, you know, or something.
Geology rocks.
You okay? Roll me a sleight of hand.
Oh boy. Oh, character sheet. That's a useful thing to have open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you go into the shop with Mr. Blobby, or are you going into the shop after?
After. I'll deliberately be like...
Okay, so the store is now empty and then you come in. Is that what you're saying?
Okay, no, I don't think the store's... I'm not going to wait till the store's empty because Mr. Blobby is a fantastic distraction.
Okay, so you're waiting. Okay, yeah. That looks beautiful, Shay.
Yeah.
Mr. Blobby is now very horrifying. Okay.
Mr. Blobby was always horrifying.
No, for a while he seemed a little like cute, and now he's a little horrifying. He's like a doll that's been stitched together.
He's like Scrump from Lilo and Stitch.
Exactly. Okay, yeah, with the 29, while Mr. Blobby is going over the rings, you're able to, right at the door, right when you enter, is the table full of like sweatshirts and tank tops and like booty shorts. And you get a shirt that says, "I went to the glass caves and it rocked." You get a pair of booty shorts that say, "Get your rocks off at the glass cave."
Nice.
Yeah. And then you also get a sweatshirt that says, "No lifeguard on duty," which doesn't make any sense, but for some reason they sell it.
Yeah, I will arrange them all under my jerkin so that I look pregnant.
Okay.
And then leave the shop.
I personally feel attacked by Gerbil right now, given that I've worked retail before. I personally am a little...
No, this is completely believable because this has happened in a store I've worked in, where someone has just stuffed it in their shirt and been like, "I am a child," and you're like,
but it's very obvious.
A sleeve hanging out of you.
You have a very lumpy child.
Oh.
Wasn't there an episode of something where someone was like, gosh, I want to say it was Will and Grace, where like she had a fake pregnancy belly on for some reason, and she realized that people were nice to her, so she just continued to wear it the entire time so she could like get in the front of lines and everything. What was that? Anyways, doesn't matter.
They made us wear those in
Was it King
secondary
of-
school.
was
They
it
are
King of
not
Queens?
comfortable enough to do that.
I don't remember. I bet every like TV sitcom has had an episode where they do that. Okay, so you have your little pregnancy belly full of stolen goods, and you walk out. And I think at this point everyone's kind of done. So Mr. Blobby walks out not too long after you, and then you see Aristomachi and Asuka, and they
Asuka.
They are all gathered. You are
Yeah.
all in the town square.
I'm just gonna like bloop over to Aristomache and just be like, I got clothes! Not for me, that would be weird, but for baby Minotaur. Just like appendages pointing at his head.
You found clothes that would fit?
Probably! A bit. Might be a bit baggy. But
Ah, it's better than nothing. Good job.
happy jiggling.
Plus, I like what you have done. And she gestures to your face.
To everything. Yeah.
It's a face
Love and
now!
Asuka's just like,
And the eye just kind of moves slightly out.
Gerbil comes out staring.
Oh, I might have to take a sit down soon.
Why are you fat now?
Oh, I'll talk about it later.
Is it a goblin thing?
Yes.
Okay.
It is more like a Gerbil thing.
You can sit down on me if you want. I'm comfy.
That would be fantastic. Thank you, Mr. Blobby.
Just like blobs a bit so that he's like chair height for Gerbil. The
Asuka's
face does
sort
not
of,
stay under like the face is at the other end. Just
Asuka sort of starts tapping their foot. It's like sort of motions towards, I don't know, the ground. Just like very poignantly, just like,
do you want to sit down too? On the ground? Go down. Glass caves! That's right. We were going to the glass caves. Sorry. There'll be like a little like a waveform and Gerbil just gets like flicked off. It's like
Cloves come flying out from under Gherkin.
oh, you bought stuff too!
Yep, bought stuff.
They look nice. You didn't buy.
oh, does Asuka insight check that?
I think at this point you've been working with Gerbil long enough to know that he doesn't buy things.
Okay.
I don't think you've ever seen him buy anything.
Asuka is
at
going to
this
point at Gerbil, point at the clothes, point back at the shop, and then start tapping their foot again.
I think even by this point, even for Mr. Blobby, who is dumb as muck, would literally be like, oh, you bought stuff! Wait, you didn't buy stuff.
Asuka has their arms crossed now and is looking. If they could make a face, it would be very disappointed.
Gerbil's looking at Asuka.
Foot tapping.
They're very nice clothes. I bought you a sweater.
What does the sweater say?
No lifeguard.
No lifeguard on duty.
Asuka just points at the spot. Foot still tapping.
Yes, that's where I got it. Please don't make me take it back.
Asuka just crosses their arms and stares at you.
Oh. 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 Oh.
Do you want me to take it back? You can say it got stuck to me.
Asuka puts the hand in front of Mr. Blobby.
Okay.
Asuka looks at Gerbil.
Maybe not.
Mr. Much is just looking down at you all like just back and forth. Back and forth.
Just like
the foot tapping is
whispering.
becoming quicker.
Just stage whispering. Say it got stuck. It's fine.
How else do people do things if you don't steal things? Like, it's a way of life, isn't it?
Asuka takes their coin pouch and jingles it.
And Mr. Blobby just kind of wiggles, and the coins just jiggle like they're in jelly.
Is that what that pouch is for?
Gerbil like pulls out an empty coin purse. Like,
Oh,
Gerbil, if you do not take them back, I will release the bees.
all right. I'll take them back.
Gerbil will go back to the shop and just sort of like tuck them in the doorway.
The shopkeeper doesn't even notice. He's counting his gold.
Hang on a minute. And Gerbil sort of thinks for a minute because he sees him counting the gold and thinks
He probably ripped off Mr. Blobby. If I was to steal some of his gold, that would probably... No. I'll head back to...
Do you say that to the group? No, okay, you don't.
like internal dialogue. His face is like for just a second, and then
No, I'll head back to the group.
when he comes along, he's very disgruntled, shuffling.
When you come back, Asuka sort of sets a hand on your shoulder and nods their head, sort of tilted.
I don't like it.
Good.
And there's like just a sad pluck from behind because Mr. Blobby just clapped. really sad, just little.
Asuka now once again points to the ground, makes the walking motion.
Glass caves! Oh, I bought a baby thing for that. And we'll like wiggle over to Aristobache and be like, one of them says glass caves on it.
Let us wait till we're out of town before I change the baby.
Oh yeah. Oh yep. Manure.
So-
yep.
There are signs all over the town pointing the way to the glass caves, so it's pretty easy for you to navigate to where the entrance is. It's a building kind of on the outskirts of town. Again, still in town. You're not going to have to travel very far, but you know, the town was clearly built away from this entrance, and it's a nice, simple building, one story, and the door is open, and there's a sign that says "Line begins here for tours."
Well, we're gonna skip that, right?
Yeah, we're just walking along. Is there a line? I'm curious.
There's no line.
Okay, cool. Could we just walk in?
Yeah. So you walk in, and when you walk in, there's like those, those things that people put up like in movie theaters to direct lines. There's
Like
the ropes, and it's a really complicated maze. It's like you go straight and then left and then right and then left and then right and then it's like going like this.
Actually, can Aristomachi just walk straight through?
Yes, I was hoping you'd say that.
Yeah, so there's at the end of this maze of ropes that's supposed to be directing these lines, there's a desk. And behind the desk, you just see like two round glasses just barely peeking over the desk. And as you walk through and you just tear through these ropes and they're like streaming around you and like clanging and falling and tangling around your legs, a little voice is like, "Hello, can I help you?"
Yes, we would like 1, 2, 3 tickets and 1 child, please.
4 little appendages just lift up like,
1, 2, 3, 4 and 1 child.
No, this could be perfect actually. Can Gerbil like disappear in that time and sneak off somewhere?
No, 3.
Well, I mean, Asuka's like, no, you're right. Like, 3 adults, 1 child.
3.
and
Oh
I
yeah.
think they're free.
The babies go free. They're tiny.
Yes, babies are free. So 3 tickets and 1 baby, or 4 tickets and 1 baby?
Three tickets and one baby.
She looks over the desk. Gerbil, are you trying to hide?
Yes.
Okay, roll me a stealth check.
That was a low roll.
Really was.
You hide. You actually hide behind the desk, like to the left of the desk, but because she's so little, she can't see you. And she's like, okay, we are running a special where it's buy one ticket, get one ticket free, and you also get lunch down in the caves. But the cook didn't show up for work today, and there's no food.
So why are you telling me about the special if I will not get lunch?
Well, because it's buy a ticket, get one ticket free, so you only have to pay for 2 tickets.
But what about my lunch?
Well, I'm telling you because it'll say on the ticket plus free lunch, but there is no lunch. So I'm just letting you.
So can I come back tomorrow and get my lunch?
No, we don't have a cook any longer. He quit. That's why he's not showing up.
Are there rats in the caves?
I don't know. I don't go in the caves.
Okay.
We haven't had someone go in the cave since that weird fat doctor. And he did not pay. So. And when he came out, he looked really disturbed. So.
If he didn't pay, why do we have to pay?
Well, because he had like a letter from the mayor saying that he was doing some type of scientific mission.
Asuka will take out their notepad, write down how much.
I don't know why I keep getting in situations where I have to come up with money.
It's a shopping episode.
It's a shopping episode. I'm so bad at this part. She looks at you and she's like, well, normally the tickets are 3 silver each. So that would be 9 silver for the 3 of you. But like I said, it's buy one, get one free. So it'll only be 6
just puts
silver.
down 1 gold.
She takes it and she doesn't give you any change.
I've noticed that's a habit here, yes. Asuka will then motion to the rest of the group. And will bow.
She motions to a door. There's a door that says, enter the glass caves. And the door is really shiny.
Mr. Blobby will just go hug the door. It's so shiny.
Please don't hug the door.
But why? I'm not going to make a mess.
I don't want you to get prints on it.
I don't have fingers.
Fingers aren't the only thing that leaves prints. Like
I can't
bodies, oils.
I'm not oily. That's mean. I'm very nice.
Yeah, Asuka will cross their arms and tap, looking
And
at.
we'll just recede from the door. It's like, oh.
No, not at you. At this clerk.
No, I've been called oily. It's not nice. I'm just gonna sad flop now.
Asuka will look down sternly at the clerk and tap their foot.
The birthday bro tiara just turns upside down. It's a sad face now.
Oh no.
And reads the right way.
Yeah. It now actually says birthday bro. You were sad you were mean to someone on their birthday. How does that feel?
Asuka writes down on the notepad, that wasn't very nice. Apologize, please.
To the storekeeper?
The clerk, yes.
How is that not very nice? I just asked them not to leave prints on the door because I didn't want to have to clean.
I'm very clean.
The door's closed, right?
Yeah.
So Aristomachi would take her dusty Minotaur hood and push it open and leave a nice dirty mark on it.
Oh my gosh, you guys, there's a door now. Okay, go in.
Mr. Blobby is going to be the last one through the door and is just going to press the digitation the door. So it's very, very clean. It's the cleanest it's ever fucking been now. And we'll sadly blob through the door. With the face in the back, like recrimination face.
It's at this point, actually, that Aristomachi will take the baby from the wrap, where she wrapped it around her back. And I imagine this baby's tiny in her hands.
Yeah.
So she starts to like
Like a little
unwrap
gem.
it. Yeah, she starts to unwrap it.
Okay.
I will close
Get
the
it
door
to-
behind us, by the way.
Before Oscar goes through, Oscar just writes down, "Do better." Goes into and then walks through.
I'm just doing my job. I just don't want you to make a mess.
Oh, we're gonna make a mess.
Literally, most of my function is cleaning up their messes. Come on.
Okay. So you unwrap the little baby and it's making like happy baby sounds. It's giggling and stuff.
Once I'm
Like,
unwrapping it and examining it, I'm just like, ugh.
You are so ugly.
I'm gonna blob over, and it's like, you know, just like peering up at the baby, like, oh, it's so small.
Mr. Blubby, do you have those clothes?
Yes. And once again, appendages just point to his head where they are still sitting. He's a shelf.
Aristomachi would take whatever's at the top and try and dress this. And I have tried to dress my nieces and nephews, and you kind of got to get over the head really quick.
Yep.
And then stuff the arms in, and this is going to be really hard to do one-handed.
Okay.
Yes,
Make a dexterity check.
Oh, thank God that I can do this. Yay, monk. 16 plus 4. 20.
Okay. Yeah. So you there's a little bit of resistance, mainly because like his arms are just like so like but you're able to really kind of minotaur handle this baby into its clothes, and you stuff it. And as Mr. Blobby said, it's a little baggy. The minotaur baby's maybe a little longer through and through, so there's a little kind of baggage on his belly.
Is there a way that I could like take the loose clothing and like tie a knot to make it a bit?
Do you want to make the onesie form fitting for the baby?
Yes, I want the baby to be comfortable
And look
Like-
good.
and look good. Yeah, I do it in the back.
Yeah.
So no one can see it.
Yeah, you can definitely tie a little knot so this baby has a little form-fitting onesie.
I hear
think so.
knots in shirts to make them a little more form-fitting is all the rage right now.
I do it all the time.
And you like roll up the sleeves so they have like that rolled sleeve look going on.
Yeah. You know, I seem to be the sole carer for this baby at the moment. I may as well make it look half decent.
I'm dressing it.
You bought it clothes. I dressed it.
Yeah. I'm apparently not technically, but male. Come on.
Asuka's here for protection.
So
Mr. Blobby
you
would have
dress
tried
the
to dress
baby.
it, but it would have gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, but not gone well. I don't think that would have gone well. You're able to dress the baby, and it starts to whine a little bit, kind of mule, like.
Oh, it's so small. Does it like it? Does it like the clothes?
You can't tell.
Yeah, I cannot tell. I try and fix its horns.
You can make an animal handling check if you want, since that's our baby roll for the game.
Sure, let's do that.
Mr. Blobby's tiara is smiley side up again.
Oh gosh, what is that?
I can't get them any closer, sorry.
Is it green and a 20?
Yeah, it's green and a 20.
Okay. All right.
Baby
So with
whisperer.
With a nat 20, yeah, growing up in the monastery, you were very familiar with all sorts of babies. You kind of, when you were growing up and you were there as an older minotaur in your older age, you kind of all raised each other's children. You definitely subscribe to that idea of like it takes a village to raise a child. And so you're very familiar with baby handling. So you're able to tell that, one, the baby seems comfortable. Its skin, like its shoulders and its neck, had started to color a little bit, which you imagine might have been from the sun. So you can already tell that putting protection on it is good. It isn't sturdy enough to withstand the elements. And you know that the little sounds that it's making is probably because it's starting to get hungry.
God, I need to set up.
Yeah, I think Asuka also, like, at that moment, sort of made a questioning head tilt, signed baby and food.
I will get out my cup and my jug. Sit down. Scoop out some milk.
Yeah, I mean, Asuka would certainly be down to help you with the getting the milk and like a cloth ready for you, and
Mr.
making
Blobby
that
is happy to
for you.
be like a child seat.
Oh, excellent! We can like sit it up. Oh, you know, like those what are those seats? My niece has one. They're like these weird seats, and you can like put babies in them. It makes them sit up.
The bumbo.
Yeah, bumbos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
bumbo. Basically like that, with just like appendages just holding it, so it's sat up.
Yep. Okay. So the baby's
Yep.
sitting up, and you've prepared this little milk rag, and it sucks at it. And I'd say you probably have to re-dip the rag like maybe 4 or 5 times. It doesn't hold a lot of milk, and it's pretty hungry. And yeah, and then it seems to be satisfied. It has a
How's
little
it-
milk around its mouth.
How's its grip on like the rag? Like, does it like grab the rag and?
Do you offer the rag? Are you like trying to put the rag in its mouth?
Well, I think Asuka gives the rag to Aristomachi because this thing seems this child seems might slightly be terrified by Asuka's face mask, which hurts Asuka just a little bit. But
Less terrified than the giant cow.
I
Or
think
the,
you're.
um,
I think you seem much more friendly than the demon-esque mask that
Really?
Asuka's got
Really?
going on. And Mr. Blobby.
Imagine this in like marmalade. That's the look.
Like, imagine, like, have you ever seen like an Oni mask style?
Yeah.
Yeah, think sort of like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, fair dues. I relent.
You know, it's worrying if we're coming to the conclusion that Gerbil might be the most reassuring looking.
Yeah, we don't want to think about Gerbil. So naturally it falls on Aristomachi as the most.
Just call me Mummy Tar.
Momitar.
Yeah.
I'm
So
not
Aristomachi,
making
are
a
you
joke I
trying
made
to
in
get the
chat.
rag in the baby's mouth, or what are you? Are you like dripping the rag? Are you like squeezing it, or what are you doing?
I'm just letting the nature take its course. I'm just putting it in there and letting the baby do its thing. Like
Okay.
it's hungry.
Yeah.
It knows what to do.
Yeah, the baby's able to grip the rag, but as you're putting the rag down, the baby grabs your finger.
Oh, my fat Minotaur finger.
Yeah, it just
So it's like it can barely like it's.
it just like just like it's like wrapping its little fingers around your finger. And as it's sucking, it's just like looking up at you.
If you were not so ugly, I may find that cute.
Asuka's sitting over
It kind of laughs. It likes it when you speak, it can like hear a rumble. And so it kind of giggles.
Probably feels it too. Like
Yeah.
Asuka's just sitting there thinking about when it'll be old enough to hold a dagger.
Not for a while.
Mr. Blobby is just kind of there, like, it's really warm.
Gerbil, what are you doing while they're feeding this baby?
Gerbil is conveniently staying out of it.
Okay.
Whilst everyone else is fussing with the baby, Gerbil's sort of maybe slipping a little further into the cave and sidestepping the issue. He's not sure, but he thinks he might be detecting that Aristomache is feeling a little responsible for it, and clearly the best way to make sure that doesn't happen is to avoid the situation altogether. Logic.
Okay. All right.
Are any of us even aware of where Gerbil is right now?
I mean, how enthralled are you? It sounds like Mr. Blobby's probably pretty enthralled by the baby.
Yeah.
And Aristomachi, since she's holding it, but
I mean,
Asuka, I'm sure you. Yeah.
Well, Asuka was thinking about. Well, no. I mean, Asuka's still thinking about when it will be able to hold a dagger. And when
So
it
then,
can-
no, I don't think
when
you
they can start
do.
training
all
the child to become a warrior.
I also kind of feel like with the party, like we know Gerbil.
Yeah.
And we just
figure
let
he's skulking.
we just let Gerbil do his Gerbil thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Asuka had
And
a
then
really
deal with the issue afterwards.
Asuka just had a really sad thought.
What thought did Asuka have?
Asuka just thought that maybe if it grows into the right shape, Asuka's magic falls apart, they can the baby can wear the armor and like finish their mission for them.
Oh my goodness.
Really sad.
I appreciate that you're like
Asuka
already
is
thinking about
dramatic
raising this
as
baby.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that? My heart.
I'm sorry. The character, it inhabits me.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Asuka is like the most extra person ever.
They're
Imagining
so moody.
They're
So
not,
Batman levels of
they're
angst.
not moody. They're not moody. They're just
Feels.
very like they're just very well aware of their situation, and that that they they're very well aware of the fact that they are falling apart, and that they really don't know where the hell they're going. So someone else
Okay.
might have to finish their
If
mission.
this was a TV show, you've got like the frame of Aristomache like feeding the baby and Mr. Blobby cooing, and it just pans back to where Asuka is just staring off into the distance and then looking at the baby, and there's just like a really sad high note.
Yeah, totally. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a history check?
Who? Me?
You.
Me?
Just to see if this tragic future will come to pass.
Okay. Oh, 22.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow. So as you're zoning out, you're not really zoning out, but you're kind of drifting off and you're watching Aristomachi feed this baby. You, much like when you had first taken this human baby, what felt like so many days ago, but was really just like yesterday. Actually, it was a couple of days ago. I forgot how long it took you to get here. When you first took this baby a couple of days ago, you kind of feel this instinct as if you've done this before. And you, in this moment, as you're watching the baby reach up and grab Aristomachi's finger, and it's kind of giggling as it suckles. It's old enough that it is making sounds that feel meaningful, like it knows what it's trying to convey with each noise, and it's laughing and it's drinking, and Mr. Blobby is over this baby. You have this very sudden and vivid memory of someone, not you, but someone that almost feels like you holding a little baby. And in this memory, the baby's a little different shaped. It's blue. It has no ears and the very, broad nose. And this voice that almost sounds as if it's coming from in your own faceplate says, Asoya, you will grow up to carry on the legacy that I have worked so hard for. And the little baby laughs. And then the memory begins to disappear. And the last thing you remember is little fat blue hands reaching up towards your face mask.
Asuka could cry.
If
they
Asuka had eyes.
If Asuka had tear ducts, there would be one rolling down the face right now. There's a little oil.
No, my heart can't handle this stuff.
Asuka hasn't gotten their armor oiled in a couple weeks at the moment. So. Asuka's still staring. I think you have all wrapped up your thing, and Asuka's just kind of staring at the wall, just like.
So as you all are kind of either fussing with the baby or lost in this memory, Gerbil, you're scouting ahead, and there you go through the door, and there's a bit of a extension of hallway, and then there are stairs, and at the top of the stairs there's like a sign, and the sign says, "Welcome to the Glass Caves. Please stay on the marked paths. We cannot guarantee your safety or livelihood if you stray."
Gerbil will take note of sign and continue on.
All right. You go down the stairs, and as soon as you go into the stairs, it immediately opens up into this beautiful, smooth, spherical room. And it's huge. I mean, it's huge. It's a real big cave, and it's this black and blue and white and this kind of marbled glass that has been smoothed down you know a little bit from the history that you do know that all of the areas of the cave that have been accessed by the public have been smoothed down so they're safe. So it's this polished glass. On the ceiling, it's a little jagged because this was all formed by the lightning storms that used to inhabit this region hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that kind of that built these caves by constantly striking in this desert. And so you can see a little bit of that natural formation in the ceiling where it's jagged and sharp and uneven, but the walls and the floor are all very, very smooth. And on the other side, there is a door, not necessarily a door, but it's a cavern that extends, and you can understand that you're meant to go through this large open space and into the tunnel. And this would be the beginning of the tour.
And are there any tours or anything? They said no one's come down here, right? So there's no one around.
There's no one around.
I suppose it seems all right for a cave. No pool though. Lots of light. Horrible. Let's go deeper.
All right. You go deeper, and when you go into this tunnel, it kind of extends, and you can see that you have a rough idea just looking at it what you probably would expect. They're kind of tunnels that jet off, and some are open caverns that are much larger, and some are very small. But there seems to be a clearly defined path, because anytime that there's a large cavern, and I'll say that you probably explore on your own for maybe like 10 or 15 minutes, and since you're kind of just walking through, you're able to make a good bit of, you're able to go into a couple of these caverns. Anytime a cavern is too large, or there are multiple openings, multiple offshoots into smaller tunnels, some of them have just a simple rope over them, clearly meant to lead you through a series of predestined tunnels.
So, if I can see it's definitely trying to lead me in certain directions, can I see a distinct place it's trying for me not to go? Because that's gut instinct. Gerbil wants to go where he's not supposed to go.
Well, there's spots that are roped off, so you could guess that you're not supposed to go past the roped off area, but it's not hidden. There's not like a door that's been installed. They're just kind of openings in the cave that have a rope. And I mean, depending on how far you want to go without everyone, we can, I
don't want to go too far, but I think Gerbil will look at the openings and... Oops, sorry, punch the mic. Gerbil will look at the openings and try and... they should be dusty, right? If no one goes there, punch the mic again. I put my mic in a new place yesterday. It's going to take a while to get used to it. I'm sorry, everyone. He's going to look like for disturbed dust or something to see where this professor might have gone.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So before we do a check on that, I'll have you do a survival check. Would survival be appropriate for hunting or like tracking?
Yes.
Since you're not, I was gonna say you're not really in a natural environment, so I wouldn't think a nature check. Yeah, I'll have you do a survival check. But I just want to see. So I'd say you've been gone for maybe 10 or 15 minutes. Is everyone else noticed that Gerbil's missing, or like what are you kind of all thinking?
I think Mr. Blobby would have noticed, but Mr. Blobby won't panic until Asuka or Aristomache panic. So he's just kind of like, Gerbil's doing a Gerbil thing. Neither of them seem to be worried. So
no. Panic is not in Aristomache's vocabulary.
Until they react then. Like Mr. Blobby will assume it's fine until someone tells him it's not fine.
So we've probably noticed at this point, but no one is saying anything because we're just used to it. Gerbil will show up whenever Gerbil wants.
Okay.
Usually after skewing someone up the jacksie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was one time.
And now that's all you'll be.
If anyone expressed, I'm gonna say that it's probably You can disagree with me on this, please feel free to, but I think since Gerbil disappears a lot, and I have message, if anyone asks me to check on Gerbil. Like, that's a
Right.
thing that we already have in place. Like, if he's been gone a while, it's kind of like, could you just see if he's in range and
Yeah.
ask what the fuck?
Has he been gone for an exception, like more than 15 minutes? I think more than 15 minutes means, oh my god, troubles afoot.
No. I'd say
Okay,
at this point, it'll probably have been about 10 or 15 minutes. But before we figure out what Gerbil finds down this roped off path, let's go ahead and take a short break.
Okay, so that's
Sure
good.
thing. Okay, everyone, we'll be back in around 5-10 minutes. Take a break, everyone. If you're working, as I see some of you say you're working and you've been sitting for as long as we have, it's time to get up, have a stretch, have a drink. Make sure you take a bio, look after yourselves. We'll be back in 5-10 minutes.
Get
See
some
you in a
water.
bit.
We're
What
back!
up?
Oh, hi!
What up?
Hi. I'm not muted.
I don't think we're muted. I think we can hear everyone.
Yeah.
Yep, yes we can.
Oh, there's. Oh no, come
Hello.
over.
Oh, hi!
Hi.
Did I need to make a survival roll for what I found?
Yes, make a survival roll because you said that you were looking specifically for like disturbed dust, something to give you an indication of which way Dr. Sporn had gone because he was not able to provide any useful information. All right, you got okay. So these caves haven't been used in a long time, for sure. So there is a bit of a buildup of dust that you can see. It kind of smells a little rank, like just kind of stuffy the way that caves, well, to you it probably smells really great, but like to other people it would maybe smell a little kind of dank. It smells like a cave, that doesn't get aired out a lot. That being said, you still aren't able to get a clear indication of which way that Dr. Sporin may have gone. It could be that it's been enough time, although he said that it was only a few weeks ago, that the dust has kind of resettled, or maybe people come down here to clean a little more frequently than you think. You aren't able to get a clear indication. So there's the path ahead of you that's marked for tourists, or at least that's what you would assume because there's no rope. And then there is a cavern off to the right that has the rope over it. And that would be the off-wheel version of the tour.
Gerbil would not head back up to the desk because doesn't want to be seen, but will wait in the cavern for the party to join.
Okay.
Is the party just waiting for Gerbil to come back?
No, we would have fed the baby, dressed the baby, and just like started meandering around this cave.
Can I carry the baby for a bit? Just maybe a little bit.
You can take night watch.
Okay.
It is yours all night.
Yay! I'm a good bed.
I'm a good bed. What a mood.
It's true. He's like a living waterbed. It's lovely.
What a mood.
The Blobby is my favorite character I have ever created. This is just so great.
But yeah, and I think Asuka will probably take point sort of as we move forward.
Okay.
Generally keeping an eye out, looking for Gerbil now.
So Gerbil,
Right.
just as a point of clarification, because you had kind of scouted ahead a little bit, you had gone through the main entrance cavern, and then you had gone through that main tunnel into a second cavern. Did you go back to that main cavern to wait, or are you waiting in a second cavern?
I'd have gone back to the main cavern, but not
Okay.
up to the desk in case the receptionist saw me. Probably I'd already snuck off by the time she started talking about one buy one get one free. Otherwise I would have, maybe reappeared. But there we go.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So as you all come down the steps, you see what Gerbil saw when he first came down here, this huge open space. It's wide and tall, and it has these smooth walls and a smooth floor, and it's this molted black and white, and it has these strange patterns in it, and then the ceiling is very rough, and you see Gerbil just waiting there. Probably looking suspicious, but he hasn't technically done anything.
I can fit, right?
Yeah, you can totally fit.
This cave's horrible. It's all light and shiny, and there's no pools of water, and someone's cleaning it all the time.
It's not me. I haven't done that here.
Asuka
Yeah.
asks, why would they clean a cave?
I don't know, but I was trying to search for tracks, and there's no dust.
Asuka will take a look around.
Well, what you see would be the tunnel straight ahead.
Mhm.
And well, that's it, really.
Can we check the shiny glass for prints? Like maybe if someone ran their hand against it, brushed up against it.
Left some oil on
Yeah, with some body oils.
Yeah, go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Perhaps Aristomachi will be able to see somewhere higher than the clerk can wipe.
Is this? I mean, this is the main cavern. So is it? How tall is it?
It's hella large.
So can we like? Can
It's
we
like
see
it's a whale high.
Okay, so we I mean, I'm saying see. I don't have eyes, but can we like? So can we perceive the ceiling, or is it?
Yeah,
just like,
definitely.
That's a good thing. You and we can't really see past 60 feet.
blind senses.
Yeah, but after
Yeah.
but after that,
Yeah, you
Nothing.
can see the ceiling. In this room, you can see the ceiling.
Oh God,
I rolled a 14.
I've never seen what a mountain looks like in the distance.
Oh my gosh. This is just gonna be an episode where Asuka just keeps having like sad flashbacks.
His next flashback will be literally looking out a window and seeing like further than 60 feet, like, oh my God, there's so much out there.
The voice will just be like, I love seeing the mountains.
See that mountain in the distance? We can climb it.
What mountain?
Not only can we climb it, but we can see it. So with the 14, you can, much as Tommy suggested, you can kind of see like little marks of where you imagine someone's hand is like, just kind of these nonsensical patterns, and everything seems well kept from that down. And then up above, there's no like handprints, there's no like markings. It's just kind of the natural, just like, you know, I said that there was dust, and now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't make sense that there's dust in the cave.
Sand, probably.
But
I guess.
yes, exactly. Because this is the entrance, there is like some sand on the ground because it blows in from that door, since the door leads directly from the building to here. But there's really no like marks that are obvious.
Well, I don't see anything. Perhaps it's time to think like a human? If we were human, where would we be in a cave?
Are there socks in a cave?
Or water.
Very. You find water.
Well, they're
What?
aquatic, aren't they?
Non-agree.
Aren't they aquatic?
It's-
I'm sure they're aquatic. Look at them.
It's very warm. Wouldn't it need to stay warm? You like warm things. You're always building fires, bone-having people.
Yeah. Asuka will nod and agree to both and point at Gerbil and make the sign for water as well.
Right, so looking for fire, water, or socks.
The fifth element.
It was
Well
fire
done.
all along.
Water.
Well done. I'm sorry.
Everything was fine until the Sock Nation attacked.
Maybe we should just check one tunnel, and then if we don't find anything, we check the next tunnel.
So, what, do some sort of organised system, like working left to right or something? Oh, it sounds vulgar. We could split up and
Asuka
take a
nods.
tunnel each.
Asuka shakes their head very vehemently at that.
I don't think that's a good plan. When we split up, you tend to buy things, and Asuka tends to shake their head a lot, and I get lost.
Was that an in-game
There is
look?
the-
Yeah, that was not me.
No, sorry, that was me. Sorry.
I thought
My
it
living
was...
room, my front door is literally there. My house is very small.
That's
Sorry.
fair enough. I thought it was like I thought it was Heavenly giving us like a cue. Like, what was that?
Who's there? A door open.
And Mr. Blobby just kind of looks at Aristomachi and goes, "You're usually fine when we split up. You're okay. But the rest of us, maybe not a good idea. If, you know."
That's good.
There we go. The door is now clear.
Jessica will nod and agree with Mr. Blobby, and there's only one exit to this grand cavern, though, at the moment.
At the moment, yeah, there's just the tunnel straight ahead.
Oh yeah.
Asuka will just sort of motion through the next tunnel. There's really nowhere else to go.
Okay,
Is
then
this a tunnel that's behind a rope?
No, this is like the entrance tunnel. This is where, like, when you come in, this is what you see.
we're
Okay.
in the foyer.
Fucked up my camera. Thanks a lot, Manouche.
Thanks a lot, Manouche.
Yeah.
Thanks a
We're
lot,
like in the
Manouche.
we're like in the foyer, and we're about to go like into the caves.
Okay,
proper.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
do that.
Okay.
I was thrown by
So
the
you-
knock, sorry.
You see exactly what Gerbil saw. You go through this first tunnel, and it's like really pretty, you know, like it's smaller. It's not as big as this grand entrance. It's going to be a little tighter. It's going to feel more like a tunnel, but you're all able to walk through pretty comfortably. So it's at least 12 feet tall, and you walk through and you can see, you know, again, there's this strange kind of like black, shiny hue to the walls. Everything's very smooth. You can see fun like designs, and it feels very intimate to be in here. I mean, like it feels like everything's really close, even though you have space. And then you walk out into a second kind of, not as large as this first one, but a second little cavern. And here is where you see a path that's straight ahead, a tunnel leading to another tunnel that is unmarred by rope, and then you see a tunnel to the left that just has rope in front of it. It's not like heavily roped off, it's just like one of those like velvet ropes.
It's a polite no fucking way. Look.
It's like, just don't go here.
Nuh-uh.
Well, now it's going to have an 11-foot man sort of walking through it.
Oh, I love the idea of Mr. Blobby will just like under the rope, like not touching it at all, and then Aristomachi just walks through it.
Yes. Exactly. So is that what you all want to do? You want to go through the...
I think we're going through the rope, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if we're going to find humans, they're going to be somewhere where people don't go, because otherwise we'd hear about humans all the time.
Especially if
Otherwise.
they're cleaning the place.
Okay. So you go in this area that's marked off, and it's just another tunnel. So you walk through this tunnel, and as you get further and further away from the rope, you notice that things start to become less polished. So there's a little bit more of a jagged edge, because when glass is made naturally from lightning hitting the sand, like there's going to be sharp edges, there's going to be weird shapes. It isn't always going to be smooth and perfect. And it appears as if they spent all of their time making sure areas that people would be walking through would be smooth and safe. This area, you're starting to get, you know, on the corners, there's kind of strange shapes, like a bulbous little output that suddenly shrinks the tunnel, and then it opens up again. And as you get further and further in, you realize that they have stopped lighting this portion of the cave, and it's getting very dark. There are no longer lights that will be helping you, as this is an area that is unmarked.
I'm just slightly unaware how blind sense works in this case. Would Asuka and I know that it got darker? Because we're not using light.
No, I
to
don't
see.
think so.
Yeah,
So
I
we
think
wouldn't-
only Gerbil and Aristomachi would notice that it's getting darker.
Yeah, so we wouldn't see a change. Okay.
Yeah.
Just checking.
I'm not sure if I have dark vision or not.
Do you have blind sight or blind sense?
I have blind sense.
I also
Okay.
have blind sense.
I
Okay.
think. Hold on. Check on my... Yeah, blind sense.
60 feet for me.
Hold on. Let's see here. Blind sense. You have yeah. Oh wait, no, I have blind sight 30 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, I have blind sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a difference between blind sense and blind sight.
There is.
Okay.
It just means that Asuka would have disadvantage, like when trying to spot something that's concealed. Yeah, and he can be shocked. He can be surprised easily.
So at one point,
Good thing I can't be surprised.
It's true. You have that feat. What were you gonna say, Aristomachi?
so at one point, as this place gets less and less lit, you just kind of hear like a thrang of horn on glass, and Aristomachi curses.
Oh, sick.
I have no dark vision.
Bless you.
Gerbil, do you have dark vision?
Yes, I do. In fact, my eyes are quite interesting. They look a bit like pilot fish eyes.
Ah. Oh, that's creepy.
However, I am a shadow monk, so I'd like to spend 1 key point and cast dark vision on myself.
Okay.
Is it 1? No, no. I can't remember how many key points my spells are. Are they 1 or 2?
I don't know.
Scrolling.
Let's see, they're
Scrolling.
two.
Scrolling.
I just looked at pilot fish, and yeah, that's as creepy as I remember.
It is 2 key points.
Excellent. I spent 2
Thank
key
you.
points.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a shadow monk from a different campaign.
Oh,
Shadow monks are great.
Yeah, they're fun.
Dark vision.
okay. So now, Aristomachi, you have dark vision. Gerbil, you've always had dark vision. Mr. Bobby and Asuka, I guess you just noticed that it's getting. You wouldn't notice that the light is fading, but you would find it. Well, Mr. Bobby, I guess there would be no difference for you. You wouldn't notice anything, but Asuka, you may notice that things are getting a little harder to distinguish. Maybe even like a little blurry, like things are starting to kind of look as if they're one.
Mm-hmm.
But you also know what dark, like you would, at this point, you're so well traveled that I don't think you would be concerned. You would know that this is what darkness is like to you.
Yeah.
So, okay. So you're traveling through, and do you want to, originally, Asuka, I thought you were in the lead. Do you all want to restack? So someone who can see is leading the blind?
I can lead if you want. If we all get a rope, you can just hold on.
I mean, we can generally see. It's just Asuka can't really further out really distinguish things. So
Right.
I can see as well as I did in the light. So
yeah,
Yeah.
everyone
still,
at this point
it's still
can.
just 30 feet.
Yeah, everyone at this point
Okay.
can discern and walk fine. Just some of us have more limited range on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Aristomachi, because she's got the baby, doesn't want to be at the back because the baby's at the back, but she won't be up front because she shouldn't put herself in danger. She'll be like middle somewhere.
I think Asuka will either take the front or back.
Okay.
Okay, so if you've got Asuka at the back, then Aristomache, then me, then Gerbil at the front. Are we letting Gerbil lead?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Needs must.
I'm too dumb to lead.
Asuka will, before we sort of start marching off, make a motion towards Gerbil and just basically make, sort of for them to take a left every time we come to a crossroads. That way, if we need to come back, we have to go right.
All right,
Maze logic.
keep
Pretty
turning left. Well, come on then.
Do you just want then to always be turning left, or do you want me to present you with, when you come to a crossroads, your options? Or do you just want it to be that you always turn left?
I think Asuka will mention within reason, unless you see something, take a left, but like probably still give us options just in case Gerbil doesn't want to listen to Asuka.
Okay.
Because I get the strong feeling that Gerbil's may not always listen to that. This is just,
Okay.
Just like somebody keep note of the number of lefts.
So
Asuka,
you
just
you
catch your
are
mind.
walking through this tunnel, and after maybe about 15 minutes, it's quite a long tunnel, you come into another opening. It's not necessarily like a cavern opening, but the tunnel just kind of expands as you're walking, so it gets less and less narrow and it widens out. And as it widens out more fully, you can see that there's a way to continue straight ahead, or you can kind of explore the length of the tunnel as it widens. Manoush, can you just not hit the camera? Like, it bounces every time you do that. So what do you think? Do you want to continue straight ahead, or do you want to explore the width of the tunnel?
I would like to explore the width.
I think looking at what this room is before going into another room is probably a good idea.
It's not really so much a room as a space.
Is there anything of interest in this space?
How is this space any different from a room? It's a spoon.
I could say you could either make a general perception check, or if you want to look for something specific, tell me what you're looking for and then make an investigation check.
I'm looking for humans. Actually, no, I just want to do a general perception because that's +7.
Okay. Okay.
Let's play the stats. Oh, 12. 19.
19. Okay. So 19. You get into an area which feels like a good stopping point. Now you have these two options in front of you: continuing straight or continuing down as this tunnel has narrowed out, follow the width of it. And the thing about a tunnel that's made of glass is that it doesn't necessarily keep sound in as well as maybe a tunnel made of stone. I don't know how the ground works, really. And so as you come to a stop, you hear your hooves echoing around you, and they echo for just a bit before they also come to a stop. So there seems to be a bit of sound traveling. And as you are stopping, and Gerbil and Mr. Blobby are having this back and forth about what's the difference between a space and a room.
It's a spoon!
No, that sounds too much like spoon.
You hear you hear something for sure. You don't know what you hear, but you hear something. It is not the absence of sound, which is what you had heard while walking down this tunnel. When walking down the tunnel, all you could hear was your own group traveling. And in that first cavern, when you weren't moving, nothing, you're hearing something, and it's coming from straight ahead.
Sorry. Give me a sec.
Shh. Do you hear that?
What? Do you think it's a ruse or a spoon?
Shh.
Okay.
Listen. I'd like to focus on the noise a bit more.
Okay.
Like
And if
the
anyone else
cow ears
wants-
twitching.
If anyone else wants to focus, you can all make perception checks.
Why not?
15 plus 7.
18.
Okay.
That's not bad.
And you got a 22, Aristomachi?
Yeah.
Okay. Gerbil, are you going to be listening?
Yeah, I got a 10.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see it under your survival roll. I
Asuka
thought you were
got
just like,
no.
Gerbil's not listening.
I am doing as I'm told.
Gerbil, all you can really hear is kind of the sounds of your own body. When you stop and listen, you just hear like your breathing and your blood and like your tummy digesting. So you don't really hear anything of note. And Asuka, I think you probably wouldn't even hear anything. Your body doesn't make sounds. So you probably just maybe hear Gerbil's tummy. And it's like, because it's been a while since he's had some of his salted meat.
It's very true.
Mr. Blobby and Aristomachi, you are able to definitely pick out that it's coming from straight ahead. And it sounds like someone is chipping away at the wall. You hear kind of like the clunk, and then air as something's like hefted backwards, and then a clunk. And Aristomachi, I'll say with a 22, you also just hear the faint whispers of voices. You can't make anything out, but you definitely hear people.
How far away do they sound?
They sound like they are, I don't know, 100 feet away.
Like, in terms of rooms, if you're in a building, are they like 5 rooms away or like 3 rooms away?
It sounds like if you were in an office space, they would definitely be on the other side of the office.
Okay.
Just like in a stage whisper to Aristomachi, like, that sounds like vandalism. Don't tell Asuka. That was perfectly audible to Asuka, by the way.
That sounds like people. People? Amongst us people?
Yeah, I guess we're using people just the same way that we're using like humanoid, even though it doesn't really make any sense.
Okay, yeah.
Just because those are the words we have.
Okay.
Monsters are people.
Asuka will definitely turn their head towards the group and sort of be like,
Hi.
and then we'll motion for them to point them in the right direction of the vandalizers.
Aristomachi don't mess.
And Asuka will start walking over that way as yeah, they'll start stalking over in that direction that they've been pointed in.
Aristomachi will follow.
Mr. Blobby will follow.
But she wants to keep a good charging distance away from Asuka. You're muted.
Okay. So are you still in the back then, Aristomachi? Or you're not in the back? Are you second?
Yeah, I'm second. But I'm keeping charging distance away, just in case I need to charge.
I'm staying just behind Aristomachi.
Which is probably a good idea, because you get trampled.
And Gerbil, what about you?
I don't know if it would even hurt. It would be like stepping. Like I just
Yeah, I don't know. I guess Mr. Bobby probably has like resistance to trampling damage.
Would you just
I
fart
just,
underneath
like,
the hoof
yeah.
and then
I hug people a lot, so it'd probably just be like hug your ankle for a second. Like sneak hug.
I mean, if you held on to that leg, you'd get taken along for the ride.
I mean, I don't
I don't need to ride Aristomachi. I have a basket.
I don't really hear anything, but if you think there's people, shall we maybe go a bit stealthily?
Looks up at Asuka and Aristomachi. Like,
Asuka's already left.
He's noisy.
we go!
Asuka doesn't know how to stealth. Asuka's literally a suit of armor. Like a full suit of armor.
I would like to go quietly, because I can still get some surprise maybe.
Okay. So Aristomachi,
Asuka-
why don't you roll me a stealth check?
You see Aristomachi get into a self position, which is just
I think
crouching.
Asuka's well aware that they typically end up playing like not distraction, but like drawing attention, because they generally do.
26.
Okay.
Oh,
You
fuck.
are able to... Sorry, Mr. Blobby, are you also rolling the stealth check?
No, he's not stealthing. He's just walking, rolling behind Aristomachi.
Do I need to roll a stealth for the baby?
I'll roll a stealth for the baby. And I don't think the baby gets any bonuses to stealth.
Not even if because it's attached to me.
Your vote.
At some point while we're down here, or since we had accidental baby acquisition, Mr. Blobby would have pointed out.
Oh,
that things
no!
get dangerous.
Oh no!
What is it?
Oh no!
I have a reroll. I have a reroll. I'm gonna give the baby a reroll.
Please give the baby a reroll.
I can't see it. Oh my god, it's a 1.
I give the baby a reroll.
Okay.
Oh.
No, baby!
The baby has been gifted a reroll.
Is that our first nat one?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Can I give the baby my 50-50?
The baby just got a critical success on its stealth check thanks to its reroll.
Oh, thank god. I thought it was another 1.
It was already a 50-50 apparently.
But at some point, I would have mentioned to Aristomache that if things get terrible, I can take the baby on the ceiling.
Yeah, she would probably
That's
just toss
like-
it up.
That's like plan H. It's that far down the alphabet, but I can in fact just kind of go, woo, I'm on the ceiling now.
Yeah. Catch!
The baby doesn't necessarily purposefully attempt to be quiet, but it because you've been holding it on your back, and as you're walking, you know, you have this sway, and it's kind of noisy, but in that kind of like really like cloistered way, and it's warm, and it can feel your body's vibrations, especially as you talk. The baby has just fallen it's like out. The baby's so out. It was so tired, and it's just sleeping so well.
Oh, I want to be this baby.
Because it's on a minotaur, just because it's sleeping.
Both. Like, I'm just imagining being like all snuggled up in a papoose on Aristomache's back, just like, this is the best.
It does sound really nice. So as you're going forward, Aristomache, you somehow manage to, as you are walking, you're able to kind of pick out the areas on the ground that have more sand maybe to them, and so you're able to kind of like step around and really muffle the sound of your hooves, which otherwise would be quite noisy. And the rest of you, as you continue forward, you can hear this picking sound, this dink, 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 getting louder and louder. And you hear voices. Okay, truck. Yeah, no. Yep.
Wow, voices that sound like trucks.
That was a big truck.
You sound like it's a very strange sound, and you have no idea what it is. And then it gives way to a voice, and you just hear chatter. You're still not quite close enough to pick up everything that's being said, but you hear a little bit like, boring. Let's just get this over with.
What's Asuka doing this time?
Asuka just keeps moving forward. They're not like, you know, they're not making intentional noise, right? Like they're just walking forward. And yeah, I mean they're just walking forward ahead of the group towards the sound, and yeah.
Okay. I think I'm gonna have one of these little peoples make a check. Do I have? Let me get the sheet up. I have sheets.
The sheet.
The sheets.
The sheets. Which is French for diarrhea.
What did they get? What did they get? Okay. As you are approaching them, you hear, or rather you notice that the picking stops. And someone says, shh. We're not alone. And then you hear nothing.
Asuka keeps moving forward towards where they last heard the sound.
Does anyone want to be invisible? Quick, anyone? No? Just asking.
You should be invisible, Mr. Blobby. It would be a good idea if you were invisible.
Yeah, I think the other two are practically invisible.
Yeah, the baby is so stealthed.
The baby's
out.
gone.
The baby is just practically like it's just a backpack now.
The baby's crawling on the wall, just a spider climbing. The baby's Jack, but quiet.
Mr. Blobby may have been saying that in a pointed manner towards Asuka. Like, does anyone want to be invisible?
I'm like 20 feet. Asuka turns their head slightly further than like a normal head can go because they're just armor and they're just like they shake their head.
Wouldn't bother Mr. Blobby. He doesn't have a head or a spine. He'd be unnerved by it. So Mr. Blobby would just kind of nod and then cast invisibility on themselves.
Okay. Gerbil, are you doing anything special? As you can all hear this the stopping of whatever this motion, the sound was. You all hear it stop.
Gerbil would try and get a visual on whoever's around.
At this point, you can't see anything. You're just seeing the tunnel ahead of you.
So yeah, I'd try and stealth through the tunnel ahead to try and we can't fight what we can't see. Like, and if we all just stand still, we'll be here forever. So Gerbil's logic would be to try and stealth through, hoping that people are trained on Asuka and see whoever's looking at Asuka.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check.
Oof.
All right. You move forward through this tunnel, and whether you motion for the others to stop or not, you just kind of dart ahead. You're quite fast, and it's easy for you to navigate between all of these people's, legs and whatever. So you move forward, and as you're making your way through the tunnel, you see it suddenly open up. And the reason it looked like it was just a tunnel ahead of you is just because of the angle of the way that the darkness of these walls kind of reflected from how far back you were. But suddenly it opens up and there's this large cavern, very narrow ceiling directly to your left. You know what I always say left? And I think it's just because I motion with this hand. So I'm going to spice it up and I'm going to say it's to your right. Also, this is my left. And I've just realized that I've been doing directions wrong this whole time. That's for another story. So it opens up to your right. And you see standing there 3 creatures. One of them is holding a pickaxe, and one of them has a fireball in its hand. And at this point, I'm going to need everyone to roll initiative.
Oh, no.
I'm
Charge.
rolling poorly.
Yep.
That was not great.
My DCs are not cooperating.
I have a plus nothing to initiative, so
You nearly rolled as well as I
everyone
did,
else
damn
is
it.
like a plus 5. Like, nope. I got something.
I've got chills. They're multiplying.
Are you losing control?
Not yet. But let's see if we have any more anuses presented in this fight.
Yeah, I was gonna say if he sees any anuses, he might.
Oh my goodness.
Aristomachi, what have you rolled for initiative?
You are
You're
muted.
muted.
Oh. I've been talking this whole time. So rude. It was a 21.
21.
Oh, damn. What was that? Okay.
Damn. One more to roll. Damn.
I'm very
okay.
tired.
It's
So
okay.
our order is going to be Aristomachi, then Gerbil, followed by Mr. Blobby,
Oh, really?
Then-
I'm not last? Yay.
one of the baddies, then Asuka, and then the last 2.
Man, I mean,
Alright.
they just came out fireballs ablazing, huh?
he have a fireball like, and is in like I'm gonna kill y'all stance? So is he holding it like a light, like a I'm shedding light for these people who are trying to work?
They're just holding it like this.
Okay, well that's non-threatening. That's vaguely camp. It's fine.
Aristomachi, it is your turn.
So I stepped away for a second to feed my cat.
Oh.
Are they threatening?
Well, so Gerbil was sneaking. So Gerbil was able to get a look at them, but they haven't seen him, so they're not going to get an attack of opportunity. But they look very threatening. I would say that actually this guy's holding the fireball in a very threatening way.
Is he also big?
Yes.
Excellent. I always go for the biggest guy.
He's an orc, so he's really big.
No, I'm not going to say that joke.
Also, it's a woman. I don't know why I said it was a man. Her name is Linda.
Okay. How far
Just
away
gonna
are
go
they?
with, the bigger they are, the harder they fall.
How
For Gerbil, they are right there, like 10 feet away, 10, 15 feet away. For the rest of you, because Gerbil kind of went up ahead to scout, you can't quite see them. You just see Gerbil standing there, like looking kind of off to the right, as I just said.
So how? Okay, so I've got 60 foot of dark vision. So how far away is Gerbil from me?
Gerbil's 30 feet away from you.
And they're 10 feet, so they're 40 feet away.
Yes, but you can't see them because they're actually around like a little...
Round the corner.
Around the corner. So all you see is Gerbil kind of stop and notice them, but they haven't noticed Gerbil yet.
We don't know they're there yet.
And I'm behind Aristomachi, so I don't see shit.
And Asuka's still walking, right?
Yeah, Asuka's walking towards Gerbil at the moment, probably about 20 feet ahead. So I'm about 10 feet behind you at this
Yes.
point.
Okay.
And Gerbil, you can see as they're hearing Asuka's footsteps, they're looking up. So that's why they don't see you. They're not looking on the ground, they're looking up. And the one who has the fireball is like pulling her arm back.
Okay. So I will take my 50 feet of movement, which should bring me to the point of seeing them.
Mm-hmm.
To which I would like to use my shadow step into a shadow, and step out behind the menacing orc lady with the fireball. Because her shadow will be behind her.
Yep.
And I would like to smack her in the back of the head.
Okay. All right.
Chop, chop, chop.
Yeah.
roll me an
is
attack.
a 24 to 19 plus 5.
That hits.
Okay, and she takes damage, which I wasn't prepared for fighting. I know it's a D6. Or is it 2D6? Bear with me, guys. Monk, I'm learning. Level 10 is hard.
What's your dexterity modifier?
It's 18.
No, the modifier. The plus.
Plus 4.
You should definitely have a +8 on your unarmed attacks as a monk, right? They count as monk weapons?
I should do, but I'm using Fight Club and I haven't set it up properly, so I have to do it manually. Are you just saying I roll a +8 with a D6?
Well, plus 8 on your attacks.
Okay.
And then just
right.
I guess 4 for your
Or let me
just 'cause I
change
think-
to our fighting
I
music.
think unarmed is monk weapon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that uses your dick.
Alright, so a D6 damage of normal round on a strike monk weapon. This die changes the monk levels, so I get a D6. Yeah, cool. That's 10. 10 points of bludgeoning. I would like to, and then I'd like to hit again for my extra attack,
Okay.
which is an 18.
Okay.
For another 10. Keep rolling 2s.
Okay.
She hasn't had a turn, so guess what? I'm assassinating.
Okay.
Damn.
That doesn't sound non-lethal.
I don't know. Well, maybe my fist goes through her skull. I don't know. I'll leave
That's
it to the
the
DM's
opposite
choice.
of non-lethal.
Are we doing
Are you
non-lethal?
trying? Are you trying to do non-lethal? I don't know.
Well, I'm using my fist. If I wanted to do lethal damage, I would gore her with my horns.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so you're
This
attempting
baby
to
is gonna be so
non-lethally
traumatized.
assassinate her.
I'm trying to non-lethally assassinate her into unconsciousness.
Okay.
This baby is going to be so fucked up.
It's okay.
Oh, he's still young. I'm sure he'll
It's
be fine.
asleep. It's asleep, right?
That's something for his therapist to help him with years later when he's like, I can't sleep at
Formative-
night. I'm afraid of glass.
Formative childhood memories. Formative childhood memories.
Oh god. Okay. Yep. Blah 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 blah.
So how does
blah, 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 blah.
assassination work? What are you?
So the deadliest when you get the drop on him as your advantage attack rolls, and then to the in addition, any hit you score against this creature is surprised in a critical. Is surprised. It's a critical hit. Cool. So that means they get a sneak attack. No, 1d6. Increase the 1d every up level you gain in this guy. I got 2, so 2d6. Cool. 4, 3.
On assassinate, you double sneak attack as well.
Oh yeah. 14. And then I'd spend a key point for a flurry of flows. I'm taking this girl's going down. I don't like magic.
Okay.
Hey!
I believe the second attack would still account as an assassination as well, because they still haven't had a
Yeah.
turn.
Okay.
Sweet.
Just tell me how much damage.
Yeah,
you did
I'm
to
working
the
on it.
person.
I'm working on it. Right,
Oh
flurry
my
of blows.
If these guys were just like doing maintenance, we're just like the worst people ever.
Whatever, they looked menacing. That's all I need. I've got a baby. I'm in mummy mode.
True, but we also look pretty menacing on a dark night.
No, you
When,
guys look
when,
fine.
when you can't see the birthday bro sign.
Oh, I really need to sort this sheet out. Rogue. Monk. Flurry of blows. Two unarmed strikes as a bonus action. Okay, so that's 14 and an 18.
That's how much damage you do. 14 and an 18.
No, that's a hit.
Oh, those both hit.
Then that's a 10 and a 12.
Okay.
So we had 12, 10, 10, 10,
You knocked out more than half of their health.
10.
Maintenance people don't have this much health.
Hey, you know what?
A maintenance person would have exploded by now.
I would also like to spend
Maybe
another
he's
key.
a janitor who lifts.
I would also like to spend one more key point to dodge for the next turn as well.
Okay.
So I've spent a lot of key points, guys. But
The one, I think key points take your bonus action.
do they?
Yeah,
I
take
don't
your
see that.
bonus action.
Okay, then I might have already used it. Oh, I get that one back. Cool, thanks.
Yeah.
Teaching me how to
so that you
monk.
can't just keep wailing on someone, right? Like,
Ah, but I want to. No, you're teaching
otherwise
me
you
how
could
to
just,
monk.
yeah. Otherwise, monk would be a little broken.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Now that you've done all of that, it is now Gerbil's turn.
Follow that shit, mate.
Well, if Aristomache's hurting them, that must mean it's okay to hurt these people. And it's written into my character sheet that violence is my answer to almost any challenge.
True.
So I'll rush forward and attack whoever's turn to look at Aristomache. Aristomache's taken out that one, right? They're down?
Yeah, so there was an orc that had the fireball. There is a merfolk that's holding a pick. And then there's a little kobold who's kind of standing a little off from everyone and looks really concerned about what's happening.
Oh, don't hurt the kobold.
I think Goebbels also a little competitive. So he's gonna get really angry about the fact that Aristomache got the first hit in, and he's going to enrage for the first time.
Ooh.
He's going to run in and attack, first of all, the merfolk
Okay.
with his rapier.
Okay.
Where?
Do
In
we
the
really
back.
want to know?
In the back.
Side.
The back?
Back entrance.
As in like face up back, or as in like the actual back?
That is open to interpretation.
This is your thing now. I hope you know, Scrat. This
That
is now your
definitely
thing. This is
hit.
Rebel's thing.
It would also be a critical hit because it's an assassination.
Okay.
Assassination?
Wait, I
Oh
just-
boy. So that would be
Jesus Christ.
24, 30, 37 damage. Are they still up?
Okay. Yeah, they're still up. You guys are level 10.
Then I'll use my
That one's a little jaded from our.
extra attack to hit the merfolk again.
He's like, at the first time you hit him, he's like, my butt!
Assassination.
And
yeah,
it'll-
yeah.
Still be, an assassination. So there's another 12, 37, 45 points of damage. Is that right? Did I math right?
Did you math right? That seems like a lot.
12,
Oh, you're saying 40 points.
27.
38,
plus
35.
8, 35.
Yeah, I did 10 too many. So that's another 35 damage.
Okay.
Are they still up? That's what,
Yes.
72? 72 points of damage? Oh, he is mad. So he's also going to apply his Fury of the Small to do an extra 10 points of damage.
Okay.
So that's
This guy's ass is just in tatters now.
This guy's ass has been annihilated.
is he still up?
You just did an extra 10 points of damage. Yeah, he's still up.
Well, since I am raging,
Oh my goodness, Gerbal!
I'm going to go into a frenzy and make
Oh my
one more
God.
attack with my rapier.
I'm
Okay.
so glad I didn't haste any of you assholes.
Oh, and that was done the crit for
my
me.
god.
Oh my god.
It's not, I rolled rubbish damage on the critical hit though. That's only 11, 19, an extra 19 damage, making a total of 101
Okay.
points of damage.
So,
Beautiful.
Rest of actually competing to see who does the most damage in a single round.
so you run past Aristomachi, and as she's like slapping the fuck out of this orc's face, behind, or rather, like kind of like boxing her head, I imagine, and you just like stab this guy in the butt, like over and over and over again, and eventually he's like too much anal fissures, and he falls to the ground dead.
God damn it.
Okay,
So,
chat.
yeah.
Rebel, master of assassination.
Herbal does draw first blood.
I thought that
Your
this would
thing
be a
now.
challenge for you all, and apparently not.
No, take the book's challenge ratings and throw the mathematics of book's challenge ratings and throw those out the windows. I guarantee you, a deadly encounter, you should probably add at least an extra half amount of XP that is to get an actual deadly encounter. The book
I
does
guess.
not. I ignore the multiplicative effect of extra mobs too, because that
Yeah.
generally means nothing too.
Yeah,
I
because
don't
that is
even
what we
understand
wanted.
what that word was. I mean, multi
There's technical math to like doing encounters in the DMG, and I ignore it because it doesn't work.
It only works up to like level 5.
Yeah. After a certain level, it means nothing.
Okay.
I
All right.
can
Well,
barely do the math I have.
all right. Yes. Here we go.
Oh, I
All
didn't
right.
add rage damage. That's another.
Oh,
He's-
That's another 12 points of damage on
They're
top.
dead! They're dead!
Okay, dude, his ass must look like pulled pork at the moment. Just leave it alone.
Yeah.
This game!
I'm so
You
sorry,
never
Heavenly.
watched
I'm
that
so
one.
sorry.
Okay. So he's dead. Let me just take him off of the. Let me take Gideon, who has a
They
family.
have names, goddammit.
We don't know that.
His significant other probably loves
Before he
that,
left
and
for
you
this
ruined
mission
it.
a week ago, his wife kissed him goodbye and told him to make it back in time for their daughter's birthday. But I guess he'll never be coming home.
And then someone gets a resurrection spell.
Did she tell him to take care of that sweet ass?
He's like, now, darling, I know you have such a juicy rump. Protect it from any small angry creatures that might try and assassinate you.
That's great. I'm dead. I'm dead. You've killed me.
Please, someone clip that.
I'm dead. I am
Can't
dead.
get back on my chair. Ow, ow, ow.
Okay.
Look what you've done to my hair.
Oh, my makeup smudged.
I got stuck halfway up my chair.
That only took 6 seconds as well, by the way, all that damage. It was a quick-ass murder.
Gerbil, stop.
Gerbil, yeah.
Gerbil, please.
So I think out of the Aristomatria and Gerbil competition, Gerbil won.
What was that? Yeah, I think Gerbil won. For
It's
sure.
alright. Next time.
But
next
to be
time.
fair, you weren't using a weapon, so...
I do have a +1 dagger.
I mean, Aristomachi is just her. She got guns. Her arms are weapons of mass destruction. Gotta get those.
Mass destruction.
No.
I don't know. No, I do not do such things. No.
We need to rename the group. You are no longer the Hollow Hoods, and you are the Assnators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Asuka does not approve.
Asuka, you don't get Asuka.
Asuka.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. It was nice playing with you. I had fun.
I thought for a moment you were gonna say you don't get a voice in this, and I was gonna be so
Oh.
angry.
It's okay. If you're Asuka, I can change my name to Mr. Booty. We can stay in theme. It's fine.
So who would I be? Astomache?
Astamachi.
Okay, so I will think of good puns. It's so
Okay.
fun.
Well, Mr. Booty, it is your turn.
Oh.
So
Okay. How? Because I'm behind. I was behind Aristomatria.
yeah,
Okay.
Aristomachi just like took off.
It is
So
30
the
feet
moment-
to the
So
corner.
Okay, it's 30 feet to the corner.
And you
Okay.
probably, to be fair, don't 100% know what's going on. Like, you haven't seen these people. You saw Gerbil freeze, and then Aristomachi take off, and then you heard, like, whacking sounds, presumably the sounds of her beating the shit out of this person. And then you
the
heard
sound of
someone
ass
going,
murder.
oh, my ass! No!
That'll be Gerbil. Like, I know that noise. That's Gerbil doing his thing. Okay. Right. Give me a sec. I need to. Okay. I am going to spend 2 sorcery points to cast haste as a bonus action on myself. Let me get to all of my sheets and things.
Sorry.
You okay there?
I just
Bless
had a
you.
huge shiver up my spine. That's
Oh,
very wrong.
That's the reaction the merfolk had to
Okay.
Gerbil's first stab.
Sorry, I had a horrible shiver up my spine. Something terrible was happening.
I am now no longer invisible. That was
Okay.
but
Okay.
because I've cast haste on myself. But that means that I now, because my movement is doubled, I can now move 40 feet.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna. Some of this will be up the wall, just so I'm not like running through Asuka. I just kind of like swoop up the wall. I kind of just go around the corner.
You drift? Do you Tokyo drift up?
I'm still attached to the wall. So
You
I'm
two-track drift across the wall.
I kind of go up onto the wall and then just stay on the wall, and I will just turn the corner and see. Am I looking at a dead person and an unconscious person, or
So
two
do
dead
you?
people?
I guess my question is: are you drifting on the right or the left wall?
The closest to the noises.
Okay. So if you're drifting on the right wall, when you are drifting on the wall, you actually turn the corner, and now you're kind of looking down on on a merfolk that has bled out to death
From the butt.
from the butt.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You see an orc that is kind of like head is being like rocketed by Ursumachi, and you see a kobold standing maybe like 10 feet behind everyone who's like,
How far away from me is the kobold?
well, I guess like vertically.
It's like as the crow flies, like in a straight line.
As the crow flies like at an angle, it'd probably be like, I imagine that you're like 5 feet off the ground, or how
Yeah.
far off the ground did you go?
Literally just about 5 feet. I'm not like trying to hide or anything. It was easier to stay on the wall than to come back down.
Yeah, I'd say
So I was
it's
going
about
down the corner anyway.
it's about like 10 feet away from you. Well, it'd be about 15 feet, yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay. So I'm gonna use my action to dash, and I get an extra action with haste. So my extra action is to dash, and then I want to grapple the kobold by just
Okay.
hugging him.
Okay.
It.
So grapple is
Strength.
yeah, it's strength v strength, right?
It's contested athletics versus athletics or acrobatics. The person who's grappling has to make an athletics.
Okay.
And
Okay,
then
so I make an
Contested by
athletics check.
athletics or acrobatics for the person contesting.
Okay.
What does an athletic ooze look like?
Buff. They just
No.
form six packs.
It's literally like this is a slightly aggressive hug. It's just kind of like, no, little buddy, you just stay right here. That's it. I think the athletic bit is probably just dropping from the ceiling.
Right.
You're gonna give this kobold a heart attack.
I like the idea that I like drop on him, and if this works, his head will just pop out the top. So it'll be like,
Just got them encased in you. Oh my
yeah,
god.
like the jellies my mum used to make, where she'd make a jelly and then she'd stick a Barbie in the top, so the jelly looked like the skirt. It didn't work as well as the cakes. Okay, athletics. That's shit.
Okay,
Is
what
this
did you
just
get?
a UK thing? Like,
Hey!
Yes, probably.
isn't that kindness?
I do not have a reroll. Oh, well.
Ah, they just barely managed to out grapple you. So I imagine since you're kind of at the wall, you kind of like jump like a flying squirrel towards them.
And they just sidestep.
And they kind of are like, no! And they slap you away. They're like,
Ow! What? That hurt!
stop it!
I was just gonna hug you.
This is just chaos.
Hug.
Is that your turn?
Warm hugs. Yep.
Okay.
I'm now just jiggling in an attempt to be non-threatening.
I'm really hoping the one that rolled an 11 is the one that's dead.
Oh, I just read that pun in chat. Oh, Scrat, that's awful. Oh, that was terrible.
Okay.
Oh.
It is now the kobold's turn. that you just attacked.
I didn't attack. No, that wasn't an attack. That was an aggressive hug.
It kind of feels a little bit like an attack to him personally.
Oh, well, yeah, it would.
Yeah, so
I'm not threatening.
let's see what he's going to do.
I've got my smile on.
He's going to do something wild.
Oh no! Don't do something wild to me. Oh wait, I think with haste I get a bigger AC. Not a lot bigger. Okay, I get a +2 to AC.
I'm looking to see what he does.
Yeah, what do they do, Hev?
Yeah, I don't know because
Don't hurt me.
everything that he does is gonna fuck him up as well.
Don't
So-
hurt me. I'm just a little blob, friendly little blob friend.
He has so, oh my gosh, he has so many spells. I'm like so overwhelmed.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
He is going to look at you, Mr. Blobby, and he is going to strike out at you with a thorn whip.
No, what kind of damage is that?
Well, first he has to attack you, so don't worry. I just have to navigate through my 700 million open tabs.
Okie dokie.
As I just try and like figure out what do you add to an attack?
This is gonna, Thorn Whip's gonna be his magic.
Yeah, what is
modifier?
magic? What is
What kind of spellcaster are they? Is this innate?
He should tell me. He's a druid, so he should be a wisdom.
The wisdom
Oh, fucking
plus proficiency.
I was talking to you again and muted, so I was trying to help, but you didn't hear any of it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, we did not. Yeah. So
So it's proficiency plus wisdom?
wisdom modifier, and then roll a 1d20 plus that.
Hmm.
'Cause it's a
Oh,
range-
okay.
Or not a range, it's a melee spell attack, I guess, since it's a whip.
Okay. Oops, not -8, +8.
Hi, I play a lot of D&D.
Wow! I guess a 10 doesn't hit you.
No, it doesn't, because I have that +2.
Wow. Rude.
I'm so squishy, and literally and figuratively.
Yeah, I can do spellcasters all day, every day. So I was like, yeah, is he a druid? A little bit, but I can't do fighters.
Well, he tries to hit you with a whip, but he's really upset because you just flew at him. So he's like, "Don't come near me."
I won't. I'm sorry. What was
And misses.
that?
Astuka, it's your turn.
Here comes tragic, sad backstory. Asuka into the. I mean, at this point, Asuka has heard the sounds of fighting and draws their swords and comes out, sees one dead on the ground already, one that looks dazed. And
Does it sound familiar?
and yeah, I mean, this sounds exactly like last time. If Asuka could sigh, they would. They will move the rest of their movement, which does not bring them within range, I don't think. But then they will take their swords, make the dropping motion, and then hold their hands up in an attempt to get them to surrender. Please. Like, they will do this. They will do that. Please surrender.
So are you asking? So you turn the corner and this.
I point a sword at the orc mage. I point a sword. I make a dropping motion, and then I do a please surrender. And I'll continue to do those motions, pointing at them.
She spits at your feet and she's like, "No."
And then a hoof goes through her face. It's like, no.
I will. I don't got any range. Like I can't really like draw my bow now because I've taken out my swords.
Can you throw your sword?
I've already
Throw your sword. I fucking said surrender, but if you won't,
It works for Philip and
I've got a
Alexis.
dagger, but like I'm holding two swords, so I don't really have a hand free to draw and throw my dagger.
okay.
Oh, this group. My
I
face.
can't really do anything else.
All I
Well,
tried
I
to
could
do was
action
hug.
surge and use my action to get up the dash and get to them and then hit them. Yeah, heck, why not? I'll action surge so I can get in range to hit them.
Hey.
Next
Okay.
time, I haste both me and Asuka.
So are you attacking
Next
this round?
time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will attack because I'll use my. I'll dash and then use my action surge to hit them.
Okay.
I feel an apology is owed to everyone involved.
Suga's heart isn't in this. Like they're just not in this. 12. Does a 12 hit?
It just hit. Yeah.
Ooh.
Take 9 points of non-lethal, like because they're hitting them with the back of the sword. And then
Okay.
bonus action, offhand weapon. 15. I'm gonna guess hits again.
Yeah.
7 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Just Asuka's just like, "Ugh, why won't you just surrender?
Okay.
She's still
All right.
standing.
Yep, still standing. So now it's her turn. Her name is Lucinda, not that anybody asked. And she is going to reach forward and touch the glass wall, and she's going to meld into stone. Only for this, it's meld into glass because I modified it. So she disappears into the wall of the cavern.
Asuka turns their head to the kobold.
And as she passes into the stone, you just hear, and she's like, "Fuck you," and then you can't hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her turn. It's uneventful, but she needed to get away. And now it is Aristomachi's your turn.
Aristomachi.
How far away is the kobold?
He's 10 feet behind you.
Sweet. I would like to take off my satchel
Okay.
and start to swing it.
The satchel
For a
with the
moment,
baby.
I thought you were.
No.
Oh, that was the baby. Okay,
No.
okay.
The other. No, the baby's dying. Oh my god, I'm done. I'm done. I can't.
It's like, I've got a baby. I'm not afraid to use it.
This baby better come in handy.
I haven't changed its diaper for 4 hours.
Put that baby back. Put that thing back
Oh.
where it came from, or so help me.
So help me. I
Put that thing back where it came from.
Okay, so you take off the satchel. Now I know what you're talking about. Your bag.
Yeah, my bag.
And
The
you
baby
swing it.
is tied
Okay.
to my back. I swing it. I would like to throw my bag of bees at it.
Okay. What is the
Like,
radius
right
of your
next
bag of
to
bees?
I am stood next to it.
My non-existent abs hurt.
Oh my
Can
stomach.
bees hurt ooze?
That's what I'm trying to think. So,
That's
Mr. Bobby,
it's a 10-foot radius.
it's a time. So it would definitely.
next to
Right.
It would
Mr.
definitely
Blobby.
get Mr. Blobby, but does piercing damage affect you the same?
Yes.
Okay, because you're resistant to bludgeoning, is that right?
No, I'm resistant to acid and electric, and that's it.
Okay. All right. So you throw this bag.
Throwing this bag of bees, is it an action or a bonus action?
I think it's an action. It would be the
Okay.
same as throwing a grenade.
Okay. As my extra attack, can I use an action? Would it be a bonus action?
You'd need to use a bonus action.
Okay. Because I'm just wondering if I can use my animal friendship
Well,
with it.
because with your extra attack action, you get to do that when you make a melee attack. I'm pretty sure,
Okay.
right?
So throwing a bag is not a melee attack.
It's definitely a ranged attack.
Okay. I'm still throwing the bag of bees.
Okay, so you throw the bag of bees and it lands at this kobold's feet and he's like, what? And then the bees open and he's like, not the bees! What is the bee damage? How do I calculate the bee damage?
Tell me.
So, you know the description I was given from our friend Marcy? It didn't come with any damage, it just says the bees are not your friend.
Okay.
So I will let you decide the damage.
Is there a swarm of bees in?
I was actually just about to Google that.
How much damage does a bee do?
There's
like
a
a
swarm
Mr. Blobby's
there's a
just like
swarm of
recoiling,
moths.
like ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, there's
There's
also I found a swarm of bees. It seems to be homebrew, but we'll go ahead and use these. We'll give credit to David Serpine Rawson for creating it. I just found it on the DM's Guild. Thanks. It is the swarm can occupy. Okay, melee +3 to hit 1 target in the swarm space.
So I roll should I roll for them?
How many bees are in there? I think it's just one.
It's this bag is full of bees. It never stops being full of bees.
Great,
Okay.
infinite bees. Am I
Wait, have
still
we just
getting...
unleashed infinite bees in this cave system?
Yes, I did.
I think it's just one.
We didn't have
Yeah,
enough chaos.
So I think the bees themselves make a melee weapon attack, and they get +3 to hit. So, do you want to roll?
They rolled a 13. So that's 16 to hit.
They hit.
Is that both me and the kobold?
Yes, because you are in this range as well, and so you will take 3d4 piercing damage.
Yep.
Do you want? Are you rolling?
Yeah.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. 6.
3. Okay, I was like
6 in total.
Okay, so they do 6 damage, and now, well, I guess, Mr. Blobby, are you resistant to poison or immune?
I am neither of those.
Okay, so now you have to make
I'm
a
resistant to
Constitution saving
acid.
throw.
Oh, for the fuck's sake. Also, apparently, when I am subjected to piercing or slashing damage, I split into 2 new oozes.
Okay.
So I am now 2 slightly smaller oozes.
Do they both make Constitution?
So both of you have to make Constitution saves.
Well,
He just succeeded, so he's going to take. Will you roll 1d8?
Yes.
That'll be
Yes,
the poison damage.
4.
Con save.
So he'll take half of that. So he'll take
I
2
got a
poison
21.
damage. So you save. So you take 2 poison damage. So it's 8 damage all day.
Oh. Yep. And I am now 2 oozes. 1
And
eye in
Mr.
each one.
Which one has the smiley face, and is it happy or sad?
It's a sad face, and it's in with the eyeball. With like the orb.
The kobold is just like, Wah!
Ow! Ow! That's stingy! Oh.
All right, Gerbil, it's your turn.
How's the kobold looking?
He's only taken 8 points of damage, so he's quite fine, but he looks very irritated.
There's also bees swarming the kobold if you want to go over there.
That's true. You would have to step into the bees.
Ow.
Not so much. I'll fire from a distance.
Okay.
Are we doing bonus action to holster weapons, or do I still get my bonus action?
Yeah, you just, if you unhoister your weapon, that's whatever. It doesn't count as an action.
Awesome. I fire once.
12.
Does a 12 hit?
No!
I use my extra attack,
No!
and that makes me really mad. So I use my frenzy attack. Oh, hang on a minute. Is it frenzy every time you use frenzy, or hang on a minute? When your rage
No, you
ends.
go into a frenzied rage.
Yeah. So I'm still in my frenzy day. Just still only get 1. Does a 19 hit?
That hits.
And is anyone within 5 feet of him?
Yeah, Mr. Blobby is right next to him being stung.
Perfect. I get
2 of me! 2 small Mr. Blobby.
2 Mr. Blobbies!
Perfect. I still get sneak attack then.
Half my amount of hit points each, by the way.
22 points of damage.
Okay.
Please, not me. Please.
It's not you.
Oh, thank fuck.
Okay. All right. Manoosh, don't knock over my bugs. Okay, sorry.
My sides hurt.
All right. Is that your? Are you done?
Yeah, I think if we can go for flavor though, the shot does of course hit the kobold in the ass.
Yeah, of course, obviously, because he's like
On brand.
twisting around. All right, Mr. Blobby, it's now your turn.
Wouldn't that be Mr. Blobbies?
Both of us are just gonna say, like, in harmony, ow! And are going to back together. So I'm Mr. Blobby again.
Mm-hmm.
Like, with a couple of bees, like, stuck in me. Like, like bugs in amber.
Oh
Of course.
Has the kobold actually managed to attack any of us? I'm sorry. my
No,
brain's a
but
bit fried.
he did try and attack you.
Yeah, but to be fair, I leapt on him from a great height, so I'm not holding that against him. I'm just gonna like hold up 2 of my pseudopods and be like, can we just talk before they murder you, please? Like, just talk. Talking would be good. It's like screaming.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okie dokie. Fucking hell!
Yeah, he's not. He's like, you just want me to put my weapons away so you can murder me like you did. Gideon, my
I
friend.
didn't murder anyone.
Gideon was my best friend.
You can talk while holding a weapon.
He's been helping me as I recover from alcoholism, and you've killed him.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's really serious. You should continue to seek help for that. And it's just
My sponsor is dead. And Lucinda, I don't even know where she went. Ah!
Who's Lucinda? Mr. Blobby is not going to attack. He's genuinely like pseudopods in the air, just trying to have a conversation. He's very stressed. And
Okay.
itchy because there are bees in him.
So you're not gonna attack?
No, he hasn't really attacked Mr. Blobby yet. He's just reacted. So Mr. Blobby's just kind of like, can we not just get along? Please?
No, he's not gonna
No.
get along.
No. Yep, Mr. Blobby's just gonna move their 20 foot of movement back and be like, okay then, I'm sorry for what's about to happen. And just get out of dodge.
Okay. All right, it's gonna be his turn now. I'm just reading this spell.
Oh god.
He is going to shape change into a bee.
Oh no!
Like a giant
Dead.
bee?
No, just a regular bee. And he's gonna hold on, my cat is like he's going to disappear into the swarm of bees.
Oh, for the love of
It doesn't say that he can't do that, so yeah, he's a bee now. And he's gonna attempt to sting you. Actually, sorry, that was his action, so he's not going to attempt to sting you. But just know that he wants to.
He wants to sting
He
you.
wants to
Okay.
sting you. But right now
I'm
he's a bee, and you don't know what bee he is.
And also, I'm now 20 feet away. How fast are fucking bees?
Pretty freaking fast.
Yeah, bees are fast.
Your movement is 25 feet, so
They're faster
well-
than you. Except you're hasted, so
Well, hasted lasts a minute. Are we still in a minute?
Yeah.
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 Each
Okay,
round is 6
in
seconds.
which case I moved 40 feet away. Because it was just a case of, I'm out, bye. So I've like backed up a wall, probably. I don't know how big the room is.
So at this point, I'll say that we'll keep initiative just for the start of the next episode. But at this point, you have one enemy who has disappeared into the glass wall. You cannot see her or hear her. And you have another that has shapeshifted into one of the infinite bees that are pouring out of this bag that's laid open on the ground. And at this point, the baby begins to cry just a little bit. And you are reminded that you have a baby on your back.
Oh no!
Not like an upset cry. It's just like making sound. It's just...
No, I'm just thinking of trauma. And
And I
also
think-
keep the fucking bees away from the baby.
This is not how I expected this episode to end, but at the same time, I don't think I would have it any other way. We will end this episode with an enemy
Of a bee.
disguised as a bee and
I
an
can
enemy.
handle the bee enemy, you know that. I got a plan. I'm ready for next week. That's
Would
all
that-
I'm saying.
I
Would
smell
that be
fireball.
Would that be the enemy?
Oh, God.
Oh,
I'm done. I'm just leaving.
Wait,
Asuka has
let
a
me write
dominant
that down
point.
because I think that's going to be the title of the
And
next.
Asuka thinks to themselves, I'm never gonna make it home.
I'm also so glad that you're keeping track of time, Heavenly, because I honestly can't believe that that's the time. This time has flown by today.
I'm glad that I just looked up because I had not been keeping track of time for a while, and I just looked up. I was like, oh my gosh. So that will be the end of this episode. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
I'm
And
broken. I'm broken
my
and dead.
my stomach hurts. Like
Do
my
you-
stomach
I haven't laughed this hard in so long.
yeah, I think Infinite Bees should be the raid cry.
Infinite bees.
Infinite bee.
Infinite bees!
Infinite bees, indeed.
I'm proud that I threw the bag of bees. I have no regrets. That was just the chaos this game needed.
Okay.
Added.
Oh, okay. I have a thing. Just wait there 1 second. 1 second.
Okay. Wait with
Whilst,
bated breath.
whilst Shakes is gone, the bot is spamming links at you. We'll be in Discord after this, where we will be, I usually say decompressing, maybe unwinding, maybe just taking a little rest and waiting for our muscles to stop aching. If you want to get some Fifth Element socks, they are now in the Streamlabs thing, socks, the Fifth Element. They're ridiculously expensive because that's the way Streamlabs merch is, but if you really want them, they're $20. And I get $5 of that, so... yeah. Shakes, you had a thing.
Leonie, I will find a way to get this to you. Jar of bees.
Why are they so cute?
Well,
So cute!
And they're so fluffy.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god.
My partner's like, oh my god.
on that,
Oh, you fucking set her off. Man.
And that's my partner,
I
everybody.
will find a way to get that to you.
well,
Oh,
on that
well,
bee
we live
shell.
in the same country, so it won't be fun.
The bees look like the ones that get drunk on flowers and then just fall asleep in the flowers. with their butt.
They're like sticky with nectar, and they're like,
Oh.
So yeah,
Well,
I will
And
get
they
you a
hold
jar of
hands
bees.
so they don't fall out of the flower.
I would love a jar of bees. Right, who are we raiding?
I don't know. I'll figure that out when the
Okay.
credits roll. On that bee shell, we will see you next week, everyone. Keep on evoking
thank you
emotions.
so much.
See you later on. Bye.
Bye, everybody.